Game time, Brian. Your name stain the icon. You need a way to the fire. Lady with hammer stills gunned in the living room. Just a mailbag full, delivering letters. Now I'm dropping that fuel from the 9 to 5 to the Cowboys grind. Turn my voice into a platform. Game time, Brian. Every snap, every play, break it all down. Blue and silver pride, yeah, I rep this town. From the news to the rumors, every hot debate. If it's Cowboys talk, man, I'm never late. They say America's team, yeah, the name holds weight. 5 rings deep, and we still chase 8. No matter win or lose, I stay locked in. Every game day is game time again. Game time, Brian, put the star in the sky. Talking about the boys till the day I die. From the mail route grind to the YouTube fame. Now the whole world knows my name. Tune in, lock in, yeah, we going live. Cowboys Nation, yeah, we ride or die. Opinions fly, but the passion stays. Every day's game time. Press play. Dak takes the snap, Micah on the chase. Talking O-line, defense, who's making the plays? Trace, rumors, draft picks too. If it's Cowboys news, then you know I come through. No network scripts, just a fan with a voice. Doing this my way, yeah, that's my choice. Breaking it down for the real, no cap. If you're riding for the star, then you know where we at. They say America's team, yeah, the name holds weight. 5 rings deep and we still chase 8. No matter win or lose, I stay locked in. Every day and day, it's game time again. Yeah, top Brian, put the star in the sky. Talking about the boys till the day I die. From the mail rail grind to the YouTube fame. Now the whole world knows my name. Tune in, lock in, yeah, we going live. Cowboys Nation, yeah, we ride or die. Opinions fly, but the passion stays. Every day's game time. Press play.
Leg nights, early mornings. Yeah, I built this up. Did it for the fans, never just for luck. One video turned into something real. Now Cowboys Nation.
No matter the weather, he delivers.
Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Rise and grind, game time, Brian. The mailman today. Yes, the mailman. The mailman today. Yes, the mailman.
No matter the weather, he delivers.
You're wearing number 0 out with the rehab work. You're out there on the field doing. Give us an update on your recovery and how it's going.
It's going real good. I think it really couldn't be any better. Like, if it was better, I'd probably be out there playing right now. So where I'm at and my rehab and my process, it's like, you know, where I'm supposed to be plus some. So I know it's a process. It's something we're not rushing just because I look good.
5 o'clock somewhere.
No need to rush the process. You know, I'm going to come back when I'm 100%, when I'm ready, when I know I can touch the field and, you know, not have to look down and worry about my knee.
What are some things that you can do and some things that you can't do just yet?
I mean, I really, if you ask me, I can do everything. I can do anything and everything. But Britt, you know, he dials it down. You know, I started doing a little light jog this week, so that's a plus. But, you know, I'm shuffling, backpedaling, doing all the small things that the beginning of the stages. Like I'm building into it, but I can do just about everything.
You put on Instagram during the schedule release that you would be active for the Kansas City game on Thanksgiving. Is that still a goal? Is that something that's a realistic goal, or is it not?
It's definitely realistic. I'm pretty sure that game is week 13. Oh, come on now.
Come on now.
You know, it's kind of hard to speak on. I'm thinking doing it the smart way, so maybe starting on PUP, maybe not if I'm feeling great. But like I said,
Be smart, bro. Be
Britt,
smart.
The magic man, do the work. So I'm just gonna come up here, grind like I'm playing tomorrow. So best believe I'm working as if I was suiting up tomorrow. And like I say, whenever they unleash me, I'm gonna be ready to go.
You are one of like the happiest people ever. And Brian Schottenheimer seems to kind of fit that as well. How have you enjoyed having him as the head coach? How have you seen a difference in the energy level?
Man, I love it. I'm an energy guy. I mean, every day, I make it, a thing to make sure, like, I put a smile on somebody's face before.
It's a good man right there, DeMarvion Overshown.
I think Shotty is the same way. This is a work environment, but we don't have to treat it as a work environment. We treat it as somewhere we can come together with a family. We all got one goal, and we coming in having fun while doing it. So the fact that, like I say, the energy is, it's what am I trying to say? That's exactly what I'm trying to say. Thank you. So, and when everybody is feeling that way, like I say, you got the locker room jumping around. You got everybody excited to go to meetings. Everybody excited to go to practice. Now everybody excited to play games. So when you excited to play, you excited to win them as well. So just like I said, the culture we building here, you can just see it throughout the energy, throughout the faces, throughout the building.
Flus is a linebacker guy. What have you picked up from him early on, just about playing linebacker?
Flus.
Just the smaller things, really playing smoother is playing faster. I think early on in my career, going on my year 3, it's kind of crazy to say that, but I feel like most of my plays was just off of, my athletic ability, my willing to make plays. But I feel like he's a coach that's going to put you in that spot, slow you down, so you making a play before it even gets to you. So those tackles at the line of scrimmage are going to turn into TFLs.
What's different about your rehab that you did during your rookie season? Same thing?
It's basically the same thing. I tore a couple more ligaments, but basically same rehab. I had to ease my way into it with the PCL and the MCL, but other than that, it's just the same process, same end goal.
Did you take notes during that first go-around?
Look, mental notes. I like every spot I didn't hit in my rehab. I remember exactly where I was at last year in that process.
Rehab is no joke, people.
Go back and look at videos, and like I say, I'm
no joke.
I'm gonna be good when I come back. I'm gonna be real good.
Are you at the same spot now than you were X amount of months after that first?
I definitely say I'm ahead of that. So I'm feeling better. It's just like I said, it's a mental thing. Like once you get over that mental block that, dang, I just tore almost every ligament in my knee. Now it's just strengthening the knee again. So that's all I'm doing. Every opportunity I done got to play on the field, I done show people what I can do. So if that's still a question to some people, then I just say turn on the tape. Of course, I want to play a full healthy year. I want to be healthy. That's what's best for my team, and I know it's best for my career. So, like I say, I ain't got this rehab is actually easier than the first one. First one I was going into blindly, like not knowing what the NFL was. I know I can play in the NFL now. It's just getting healthy. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Well, there it is, everybody. There it is. Listen. DeMarvion Overshown, built different. More importantly than football, us Cowboy fans hope that he does wonderfully. No joke, no cap, right? We hope that he does wonderfully. We hope he's a Cowboy for years to come. He is a tough MFer. Excuse I didn't say the word, but he's a tough MFer to deal with basically back-to-back knee injuries. They're on different knees, I believe. I believe they're in different knees, but just remember this day. Look at the man in the picture that was just talking. He is about as happy-go-lucky as one could be. I know far too many people who stick their head, like head in the dirt and say, "Woe was me." Not Agent Zero. I'm glad he got the Agent Zero. If go back on Dallas Cowboys YouTube channel or DallasCowboys.com, check out the beginning. He talks about he knew last year he was going to become Agent Zero this year, but it wasn't confirmed. Kind of like a cute little story. But listen, how do you not root for a guy like DeMarvion Overshown? He's an actual cowboy from Texas, has a ranch, works every day on his ranch. He's a tough sumbitch. That's why when you see Mark Hutchton in the chat, Mark Hutchton is a farmer. Mark Hutchton is a hard worker. I come from a line of farmers from my I was just telling Wade this morning, I got a lot of family. My wife did a what do you call it? That family tree, and I know where my family
Genealogy.
Yeah, genealogy. I know that on my father's side. My mother's side's Italian, but my father's side, they came from Arkansas. Actually, my great grandmother was an Earnhardt, so we are related to the Earnhardts, but yeah, it's very far removed. It's not like, yo, Dale, hit a brother up. No, it's not like that. But we are in the same family. And then they moved to Oklahoma, and then I have a lot of family. I was telling Wade in Terrell, Texas, Grand Prairie, Plano. I know they're there. I just don't have much of a relationship with them. So would love to rekindle that now that I'm doing YouTube, and I really want to go back. But Mark Hutchton is the man. He's a hard worker. So shout out to Mark Hutchton. Wade, what's going on? I did see Randy in here, but I was playing a video. So Randy McIntyre, please come back. He's probably on the golf course. But let me go back to the top and get everybody, and then we'll get into it. Jeff Lee, how are you? CZ, what's up, brother? I was right by your stadium today. I don't know if you watched my video, but I was right by the stadium. It was nasty. It's kind of windy. It like the sun will come out and then it'll go away. So we got Delcaria Moore, how are you? How are you? Jimbo, my neighbor, what's up, Jimbo? John Gotti's in the house. What's going on, John? Coyote, welcome, my friend. Jeff Lee, I think I said. Georgie George, Cowboys for life. How are you doing on this faithful Saturday? What do you think about our Cowboys so far? Love your intro. Georgie, we're going to get into it. There's really no time limit on this live stream. We'll stay as long. Wade's got a long drive, so as long as Wade wants to hang out, we love talking to Wade and whoever else wants to join. I was talking to Rob A. Shortly right before the broadcast. He was breaking my stones about me saying we're coming for the meats and all. Again, we're just having fun, people. I do have a YouTube channel. So, CZ, I got. What's up, brother? EJB, good day to all. Happy Saturday. What's going on, EJB? Mouse is in the house. Mouse, yes, he tore a lot of ligaments, bro. But that's why we got to wait. I don't want to rush this cat. Right now, we got, again, I'm not flexing, guys, but we're very deep defensive end. We're very deep at linebacker. So there's no rush for Agent Zero. Hallie Pierce, welcome, Hallie. How are you? My man, Ultra Cowboy. What's up, Ultra? How are you, brother? I sent you a picture right before I went live. I don't know if you got back to me. Check it out. Who else we got in here?
Man, brother, I'm at a Buc-ee's. This place is insane right now.
I told Wade, as soon as he gets the channel up and going, we got a lot coming your way. That dude, Rolo. What's going on, Rolo? How are you, brother? Rolo's in the house. Hallie Pierce is talking to the chat. I love to see the chat within the chat. Dirty Sanchez. Hey, my man. What's going on, Dirty Sanchez? Ultra, we were great players who played in no ACL. Just hope they don't rush him back. CZ, exactly, brother. You're even as an Eagle fan, you're a class act. Thank you, sir. And again, I get a lot of crap for having a lot of Eagle fans and people. Listen, I'll be honest. I know for a fact, Hallie Pierce, I know for a fact. What's up, Kid Cowboy? I know for a fact that some people don't watch the channel because I welcome other fan bases. Look at the jerseys behind me. Welcome my newest jersey to the collection. This is not up for grabs. This will be going with me to Las Vegas. An authentic Tony Dorsett 1994. I got the tag still on it. 1994 throwback Mitchell and Ness. The tags are still attached. Look at that, baby. That's the real deal. So, gotta love Tony D. Shout out to the great ones. But what's up? Wade is he's in Bucky's. We got Ultra Cowboy looking clean at his crib. What's up, brother? How are you, Ultra? Just wave to the people. We got Felix Rojas in the house. Bobby Babinski going to band practice. We'll watch the replay. Bobby, I love you, brother. Who knows, man? I might do something later, depending on if we just do a short little live stream. Rangers up 10-0, Kid Cowboy. I hope your day is filled with RBIs and extra base hits. Dustin Bosley. Just for Dustin, here we go. Dustin Bosley. You ready? You ready, Dustin? Where's it at? There you go.
I didn't think you had it in you.
I'm your huckleberry.
What's up, Dustin? There you go. I didn't know you had it in you. Didn't know you had it in you. Wade, get a $5 Stucky Sucky.
I can't go to Bucky's. There's too many people at this place.
Yeah. Philly 500, the fake Philly 500.
This is insane.
Everybody say hello to the fake Philly 500. Yeah, that's not the real Philly 500.
Guess where Wade's going, guys?
Where you going, brother?
It's going to the broke down truck stop across the highway where nobody's at.
Yeah.
Lot lizards don't hang out at Bucky's. They hang out at the broke down truckway.
We're not going to block the fake Philly 500 because he doesn't come in here and be rude. So let's keep the fake 500 going. He knows he's fake. But we know the real one. You don't only get that check mark. Hopefully I'll have that check mark in a couple years. Or maybe next year. I don't know. We'll see how help me get the check mark by next year. And you say, what is a check mark? That means 100,000 subscribers. Good luck, right? Logan Motorsports is in the house. What's up, Logan? I was not mad at you, Logan. You don't know my personality, brother. I'm just gonna come back at you. If I see you guys saying a lot of crap in the chat, I'm entitled to come in there and break it up. And you get my 2 cents in. I'm allowed. I think I'm allowed. What do you need for the verification? 100,000 subscribers, Jimbo. So, again, you need to have 100,000. I don't even know where I'm at. I haven't looked. So, I'm in the 60s. I think I'm at 62 or 63. I don't know. I try not to pay attention to that. Some people do YouTube for money. Not that I don't love Super Chats, which is why I made a goal. But, yeah, it is what it is. No, I don't do YouTube for the money necessarily. I do it for the just to help. It has helped me in a lot of ways. So, but that's for another video. Sweet Caroline, bum, bum, bum. Da, da, da. And I never felt so good. Chris May, what's going on? Oh, 64. I'm over 64. Okay, cool. Thanks, Jay. I did not know that. Thank you.
Nobody comes to the truck stop across the highway.
I appreciate you,
from Bucky's.
DeCaria. Thank you. Thank you, DeCaria. Dustin Bosley. So anyway, what's up, gentlemen? What's up, Wade? How's the roads going, brother? How is the road?
Oh, it's good.
Now you're driving from just nobody run him over, but where are you driving from, brother?
Driving from South Texas, Corpus Christi, back to Dallas.
So you're in your own car, right?
It's about a 6-hour drive.
So you're
6.5 hours.
So what are you driving?
I'm in the mothership.
Which is what?
The Black Lincoln.
Okay, that's the one where Phil supposedly
Phil messed up my back seats, dirtied them up.
He had candlestick in his backseat. Phil was vertical, or no, he was parallel on the seats. Remember?
Yeah.
Phil was hammered. Let's just put it that way. Phil was hammered.
Phil also. I think he kicked
Nah,
my headset.
I don't think he did.
He kicked it out of the back seat on accident.
I don't think he did. But
possible.
it's
It was an
possible.
accident. It's fine.
Phil's made of money. Go hit him up for it. Just send
Hey,
him a
Phil,
bill.
I need $150 for that headset.
Yeah, okay. Good luck with that.
I need
Drink up. I
$150
will
for that
join you later
headset.
when the smoke arrives. Okay. You got it, Ultra.
Yeah.
I live here in Corpus Christi. Welcome. Georgia George, Cowboys for life. Again, I have a lot of family members in Texas. My father was in the military. He met my mother in the military. My mother was a South Jersey chick.
Yep. Wade was literally, I've had a 10-year relationship with a girl from the valley down by Mexico for a while. And I was literally, I could have literally have thrown a rock at the border of Mexico, like the wall. It was crazy.
Wow, really? Well, we're not getting. Yeah. Well, yeah, we're not talking about walls and borders, but we get.
No, but it's crazy. It's a different world down there in the valley in deep South Texas. It's a different world. It's like stepping back in time.
Well, I know when my dad. Yeah, like where my father's from in Oklahoma. It's an actual dead zone, man. It's flat and it's dead.
I mean, the building is there. Everything's old. It's literally like stepping back in the 1970s or 80s or something. It's crazy.
You know what's funny, guys? And we're just going to do a little around the league here. Scott Zolak has come out and said Patriots may cut Stephon Diggs. Did I not call that? Did I not call that, everybody? I said he may get cut before it gets started. He was doing cocaine on the boat.
Damn.
Oh, yeah. You didn't see that, Wade? Wade's been out. Wade's been off the grid. His, your grandmother? Is that who it was? Your grandmother?
No, my mom's sister.
Your mom's sister. That's right. Your mom's sister.
Gotta console my mother.
Yeah. Yeah. So Wade was down there for a while. You got a big trip coming up in June, don't you, Wade?
Yeah, I'm going to Iceland to see Man of War next month.
Iceland, baby. My man is a man of. I told him to get his YouTube channel up prior to going to Iceland. Get some Iceland. Eagle fans.
Yeah, I might try to find a very pretty Viking girl.
Met your tush push draws.
Yeah. I need them Iceland girls to take me some volcano and
get your tush push draw. So, Ultra, did you like my jersey that I sent you? Did you give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down? Come on. How do you not like it? All right, you can't hear me. Ultra Cowboy.
Anyone else? Oh, shit.
It's only you and Ultra. And Ultra is not. He's not.
What?
He's not going.
What's going on with
That's
Ultra?
why I normally go later at night. But, maybe you'll see me later tonight. Thanks. Dog Carry, I appreciate that. Chris May, Man of War, love playing Ride the Dragon, so epic. You love Ride the Dragon? Where you at, Buc-ee's?
Ride the Dragon.
Oh, no, you're at the other one.
No, I'm
New Jersey is hotter than J.O.
Ride the Dragon off the Triumph of Steel. It's a good song.
J-Lo. Yeah, J-Lo.
Hold on 1 second.
Take her to Golden Corral. Yeah, that's a big night for Wade, is taking a chick to Golden Corral. And, that's a big night for Sir Wade. I'm watching NFL 100 greatest. Digging thanks, Jimbo. Again, I like the old school guys. So, to me, they need to win. I mean, I support. I mean, I have a bunch of, like my son has a DAC and he has a CD. I haven't really went that way yet. I mean, I need to see some hardware. I wore this one to Dallas last year. I don't know. I'm not going to blame it on Wade. I'm going to blame it on Wade. But this is my Emmett throwback. So none of them are up for grabs. That's for sure.
Yeah, I only wear jerseys of guys who Cowboys who are in the Hall of Fame or are Super Bowl champions for the team. That is it.
Yeah, well, I have a replica Dorset over there in the old school blue. I have a authentic Aikman and Emmett and an authentic Herschel Walker. And why you say Herschel Walker? Why do you have that? I wore that shirt in high school. That jersey, absolutely. I wore it in high school, and without Herschel Walker, there's probably no Dynasty of the '90s, no team of the '90s. So you got to pay homage. Wade, get some of that South Texas buttered sausage.
What?
Yeah, buttered sausage. I don't like honey. I kiss them on the lips.
Give me some damn Wendy's right now.
You're getting Wendy's? Come on. They have the best nuggets in the business. Ultra too busy replying to comments when he's on the panel. Nah, it's all good. I took a shot at a Saturday afternoon. So we got 47 people in here. So I appreciate everybody. Definitely appreciate everybody. I'm off the next 3 days, so you might see me a lot. Game time, you need a Darren Woodson jersey for that collection. Dustin, if Woody gets in, it'll be on there. It will be on there. With a, well, I don't know that it'll be behind me. It'll probably be in a like a signed in a case signed. Sky is purple. I mean, really effing. Yeah, it's purple. It's purple. Really effing purple. We have too many injured players returning and not sure what level. Good Cowboy. We need to let it marinate, brother. We don't know exactly what we have. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. We know we have talent. How will it mesh? And, that's why we're not guaranteeing nothing. We're playing. I have to get my digs in as I drive by the link. I miss my Emmett jersey. My last one got caught in the fire. My buddy shot me with a potato gun. No potato, a flaming fire bag. Dang 49er fan. God damn, Chris. You got stuck with a flamethrower. Clear. That dude Rolo. Thank you, sir. I think anything Wade does now needs to be paired with Dusty Rhodes' American Dream playing his theme song from now on. You know what? I could play probably a few seconds of it, but it'll get copyrighted. But let's see. Dusty Rhodes' American Dream. Is that what no, that's not what Cody comes out to. Is it, Rolo? Is it? Rolo. Rolo, dude, you're in the hopper, brother. Like I said, I may, if we get enough super chats, we don't, if we get close to the goal, I'll give something away of your choice. But yeah, come on, man,
Yeah.
His dad. I know his dad, but I don't know but Cody doesn't come out to that song. Yeah, I believe Dallas Cowboys are going to get 2 more big starters. Well, the Moshers, Darlene and David, I don't know. I don't know that that's true, but I'm not going to argue with you. Cheers to that. I hope we do. Thanks, Loban. I will be back shortly. Yeah, everybody loves Ultra. Everybody loves Wade, so I love when they're in and on. YouTube J Capelat, Darlene Mosher, Impossible. Chris Dooley strolls on in. What's up, Chris? How are you, brother? How you feeling, man? How you feeling about your Commandos, brother? I know me. I think you're good, but I don't know that you're going to be as good at the end of the year as far as how far you went last year. Your honest opinion, Chris. Do you believe you can go as far as you did? He thought it was funny until I put a potato through his brick wall. Oh, don't mess with hydrogenation. Xavier, what's going on, brother? Xavier Champion, what's going on? Ultra's texting me right now. Ultra Cowboy, let's see what he's got to say. Do you mind me staying on? Why would I mind? You're the man. Enjoy best running back, in my opinion. Do you mind? Sorry, I'm texting. James Nooks, nice. Wade Walker, okay. Anyway, Wade, so what's going on? Acme John, brother, where you been? Who will be our running back? There you go, Wade.
Here at Wendy's.
Oh, okay. I'll wait till you're done ordering, or you're doing
No, I'm
mobile.
good. I
Your
already
mobile
ordered.
kiosk. So where's your order? Let me get. You got a Dave's a double, didn't you?
Thank you.
You got a
I
Dave's
got
double.
a
Dave's double.
I got a biggie bag. Hell yeah. Got me some fries, chicken nuggets, and a burger.
Yeah, I love their chicken nuggets. I love their chicken nuggets.
Hey,
Daniel M, what's good, my sons? My
That's the
friends
way
and
we
I
gotta
do
do it.
crazy sometimes, Blue. D'Angelo Cranston. Yeah, I made a video about that. People got a little upset, but let me go back to the top. So, over. Welcome. Chris Dooley, Commanders looking great. Loved our draft. Amos wowed everyone yesterday. I love Trey Amos. That's probably the best pick I like that you guys did. I'm not going to crap on any of your picks, but I like Trey Amos. I'm not going to have revisionist history. What's up, Daniel M? How are you? I'm not going to have revisionist history regarding Trey Amos when I said, if we could potentially go after him. Who would have thought that Savon Ravel would have been there, right? In the third round, or Easy would have been there in the second round. So stick to your board. D'Angelo, we got rid of Bryce. Yeah. Again, everybody, I was talking to Xander Krause, and everybody's assuming that they're going to go out and make a big move. I think they may make a lower level move, but their plan is to roll over that money. They have basically a 4.5, right? Ultra, they have like a $4.5 million cap hit, and then like a $9 million cap hit next year for said player Bryce Huff. So I'm thinking you'll probably get a fourth or a fifth round, probably a fifth rounder, mid round. So fourth or fifth, that's what that tells me. Hopefully it's a 4 for you guys, but I don't know that it'll be a 4. So. Yes, let me see. Yes, stay on. D'Angelo. So yeah, Bryce Huff. I think there was a good move getting rid of him. At least Howie was able to get something for Bryce. That was nice. At least Howie was able to get something for Bryce. Yeah, right. Breaking news. Yeah, I'm not even saying that. Coyote. Cowboys trade Eagles for Saquon for a 7th. Yeah, okay. Shell Everett won't reach 1,000 yards. Philly fans think everything they do a great player. Well, here's the deal, Moshers. They've hit a lot lately on what they do, so it's kind of hard to argue. I mean, I think we're waiting for the other shoe to drop, but they're on a roll right now. So if I'm an Eagle fan, I'm assuming I'm gonna hit it. I'm gonna hit it out of the park. So Huff was never a fit in Philly. No, I'm surprised that they made the deal, but honestly, D'Angelo, if I'm looking at it from an Eagles perspective and a Howie Roseman perspective, I'm thinking he probably thought, hey, listen, we're not re-signing. Or no, it wasn't a player for player, was it? I don't think it was. But, yeah, they took a chance. They got him on a decent deal coming off a big year. I don't know that Huff will ever be that guy. That's why I was always curious why Eagle fans always stuck up for him. He didn't do shit for you, and he pouted, which is why he didn't play much in the playoffs. So, again, you got to call it the way you see it. Not everything works out. Howie season, that trade was incredible. I don't know that it was incredible. You did. I mean, you got to pick. So if you like that, then fine. The money that you're still paying is you owe just about $15 million over 2 years in dead money, and they're going to roll it over. So I don't, doesn't matter to me as long as he isn't midnight green. Yeah, I hear you, brother. Hallie Pierce, Evan Carter might be back for a road trip. Okay, you're talking baseball. Gotcha. Bobby, Howie might be looking to trade for a pass rusher. Again, Bobby, don't expect a Hendrickson. Do not expect it. But I'm not going to tell you not to be excited. Look for a lower level move. They're trying to roll over the money, in my opinion. If I'm wrong, I'll come out and say it. But they're trying to roll over money. They have a lot of they have a lot of money that's going to start coming off their books. Good thing is, Bobby, you just won a Super Bowl, so that's a good thing. But Dan, I can assure you this, Bobby. Dan Cilia was waiting for the fall. He's waiting for, and he's going to come in, and he's going to come in hard. It's all about the ratings. Tomorrow's your birthday. Logan, how old are you, brother? Happy birthday. Happy birthday to Logan. Let's see where it's at. Let's see. Oh, happy birthday, Logan.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Logan Motorsports. Chris Dooley, if we didn't get Amos, I was all aboard for drafting Savon, but we didn't have a third-round pick. Kid has so much upside, plus he fits Quinn's style. Yeah, I like Trey Amos. I definitely like Trey Amos, so I'm not going to sit there and crap on the Commanders for that pick. I feel like you only had 5 picks, and I just feel like the schedule is not quite as hard as the Eagles and Dallas and Giants schedule, but it is still hard. It's probably the easiest in the NFC East, just in my opinion. What's your Chris Dooley? What's your thought on the Commanders' schedule? Let me go back. I lost where I was. Yes. Let's see. Daniel M. Ultra, I've heard about Kyle Pitts, but I don't want him. Look for Kyle Pitts possibly in Philly. That's my prediction. We need to try and stay in front of New York and stop thinking they were Philly, Washington, kid Cowboy. You gained $15 million in cap room. Yeah, Mouse, you did, but your dead money went up. And again, I wouldn't expect, do not expect, what's his name, TJ Watt. If you get Hendrickson, it's going to cost $30 million a year. I don't see it happening, brother. They're going to go young, but we'll see. Ultra Cowboy Daniel M. Facts. Let's see here. Boop boop boop. Hallie Pierce. Yeah, today they were. Okay, talking baseball. John, so who is your starting running back? Yeah, we're going back to that. Who's our starting running back? I guess I'll answer that. Wait, Chris May's in the house. Our starting running back, I'm hearing a lot of different things, and I know Eagle fans are going to laugh at this. Supposedly, Miles Sanders looked explosive. So, again, take it for a grain of salt. I think he got Javonte Williams, who said he feels as good as he's felt. He feels as good as he's felt since the injury. You have rookie Jadon Blue. You got Miles Sanders still there. Miles Sanders, where they put his locker, is right where all the important people are. So, for good or for bad, Miles Sanders is high on Dallas's board. So, I expect them to be able to run the damn football. I do. I expect them to be able to run the football based on their interior, which is damn good. Now, I didn't show you the Tyler Guyton audio or video because, I wanted to give this day to Agent Zero. But Overshown, Guyton has put on some muscle. Things that are coming out of his mouth, I like. He knows what he has to do. He knows what went wrong last year. He was a raw football player, people. He had 7. Overshown basically had 7 games in college. He was drafted for his traits, and he wasn't a total failure. You do remember he went up against arguably the best pass rusher, Myles Garrett, week 1. And I have some numbers here. So, again, I'm only really going to use Pro Football Focus because that's the gold standard per Drew, right? So the Pro Football Focus. You got Kenyon Green. He graded a 38.6 on Pro Football Focus. Tyler Steen. The Eagles are relying on Tyler Steen now, correct? He graded a 40.6. So he's your starter, correct? Tyler Guyton, a 49.6. So they call Tyler Guyton ass. But I think the Birds need to work, Tyler Steen is also an issue. Uh-oh, I lost the Zoom call. Oh, I don't know. That was weird. We lost the Zoom for a minute. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you now, but I don't know what happened.
Yeah, let me know with the chat. My Zoom just crashed. So let me know in the chat if you guys can still hear me with a thumbs up. It wasn't incredible. I was joking. It was a great move from, I can't tell. YouTube J Capella. I try and get to everybody's comment regardless.
An echo now.
There's an echo?
Yeah.
I don't think it's on my end, though. But let me know. Do I sound okay? Okay. Yep. Game time. You're good. Thank you. Stoutland U. Okay. So Stoutland U. Stoutland U. I got you, Hamid. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Hey, you're good now.
Stoutland. Again, all I'm saying is, Rob A. I love you, Rob. Thanks for, Andrew.
But we're going to slay you anyway. We don't care.
We're going with the gold standard, which is Pro Football Focus. Tyler Steen, not so much. So that's all we're saying. We're keeping it real. Load and clear game time. John Acme. Clear. I think I loaded pretty good. Don't hear an echo. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, sometimes when it restarts on the Zoom end. Now, I did hear people losing power. It's very windy outside. There was another. I slept through it, so that's not good. There was another tornado warning last night. We had more tornadoes in South Jersey than I've ever seen before. I'm just getting a weather alert now. Lightning has been detected. Okay, so maybe something was down and it kind of shook up the mouse. I'm only trolling Drew because he likes to send me Pro Football Focus stuff. That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing. I can't have it both ways. You know what I'm saying? I actually like Kenyon Mitchell. He was my number 1 rated at cornerback coming out last year. But with that, a pass rush, Eagles had the number 1 rated defense at the end of the year, right, Alter, I believe. Again, and we had Philly 500. I've talked to Philly 500. The key to anything, if you could rush forward and get home somehow, some way, stop the run, rush forward, get home. If you could do all that with your front four, that really helps your back end. So all I was just trying to say to the Eagle fans is because they like not all Eagle fans, but some of them like to hammer our corners. Our corners are banged up and hurt. I will grant you that. Will Diggs ever get to where he was? I don't have a clue. We're Bland, because Drew made a comment about Bland. Bland never played healthy last year. He played, but he was never healthy. He ended up having to go out again because that knee was never right, or that foot, right? I think it was a foot injury. So, all I know is they've made all pros.
Didn't Diggs intercept Hurts?
He did intercept Jalen. He did. But he stinks. My only thing to the Eagle fans is you have to just let your young guys develop. You won a Super Bowl with a number 1 defense. I don't know that Kenyon Mitchell had an interception. Maybe one. I don't know. Did he have any interceptions? So my thing is, Logan, is you hope that the defense can be as good as it was last year. It's a year-to-year league. You hope that the loss of Milton and Josh Sweat, and you hope that Ty Robinson is everything and more and better. The odds of him being what Milton was and being able to do what Milton was is not good. I think he's a good player, but he's a rookie. So you're going to be counting on a lot of stuff. So I was just bringing you that the gold standard doesn't have Tyler Steen rated very well after last year. So And that's all. It's not like projection.
You know what's funny, Game
Yeah.
Time?
What's up?
They criticize Tyler Guyton, right? And they say they have no issues
What's
at
up,
right
Christopher
guard.
Walters?
But if you see Tyler Steen, he was rated by the gold standard PFF at 38.6, I believe it was.
No, it was 48.9 or something.
And Tyler Steen was at 40. And Tyler Guyton was close to 50.
Yeah.
So it's funny how they criticize Guyton in Stoutland University. So I got a question. What happened to Andre Dillard?
Andre Dillard was a bad pick. That was another one. It was. Andre Dillard. I mean, let's face it. You guys, the Eagles seem to have to go out and trade for their impact players, right? If you're talking A.J. Brown, it wasn't a homegrown talent. He was a traded guy. Great move, but it wasn't homegrown. It wasn't like you drafted A.J. or like we drafted C.D. You didn't. I mean, you're running back, right? You had to go out in free agency to acquire. These are just facts. Nobody's hammering the birds. You're Super Bowl winners, but you had to go out and sign a running back in free agency. That was a good move by Howie, but it would have been a lot better if you could have drafted him, right? It didn't work out. He went at the top of the draft. A lot of times Dallas signs their guy. It drafts their guys. So we got Pickens, who wasn't a Dallas draftee, but we got CD at where did we draft CD, Ultra? At 17?
At 17, and he's made, 4 Pro Bowls, and Devontae Smith picked at 10, has made no Pro Bowls.
Again, we love Devontae, but he's not a number one. That's the thing we're trying to say. A.J. Brown, now he's made some Pro Bowls, but you didn't draft A.J. Brown. You had to make a trade for him, which was good. But that's all we're saying. I mean, I think your last few first-round draft picks at wide receiver, I think were what? Jalen Reagor, Nelson Aguilar. Was Nelson Aguilar a first-round pick? I don't know.
Yes, he was.
He was.
Hello, this is Hamid with my pet cobra. I say stupid stuff all the time in the chat. This is Hamid.
Steen was a first-round pick. Okay, and he's not rated well. So that's what we're saying, Hamid. He's rated below Tyler Guyton per Pro Football Focus, which is the gold standard. I know
Tim
Logan.
Tebow won a Heisman.
Yeah. Tim Tebow won a Heisman Award. Again, I like Devontae, but what we're saying is he hasn't. I mean, and Alter, what the Eagle fans will say is, well, we've won a Super Bowl, and what's your response to that? I didn't think
that was last year.
No, but what's your response to a team that wins the Super Bowl?
Well, that's last year. I gave their kudos. I gave Dwight, I gave Drew and all them their kudos. But it's a new season. Once the draft happens, a new season. They lost a lot of talent. They're not as deep as they used to be. And if they go, let's say, for example, Lane Johnson goes down. God forbid, I don't wish injuries to anybody. Who's gonna fill in for Lane Johnson?
Well,
if Dallas Goedert goes down, who's gonna fill in for him? If Saquon Barkley goes down, who's gonna fill in for him? That's the thing. They're not as deep as they were last year. Last year, they were a very deep team.
Okay, my wife just landed. I'm looking at her. She had a big thing of fruit. Yeah, that's one thing. If you fly early in the morning, you don't get. She had a breakfast. She had a cinnamon roll. She had some yogurt. Looks actually tasty. Some tea. Wow, she's living it up in first class. But yes, she has landed in San Fran. So
Hamid, in the first 5 years, there's only 4 receivers that have more yards than CeeDee Lamb. Justin Jefferson, who you passed over for Rager, was number 1. So what are you talking about a slot receiver? That's just stupid argument. Coaches put the best players in the best position. If slot is where CeeDee needs to go and all around, that's where he needs to go.
Well, he can play both. That's a bunch of crap.
Well,
he can play both.
Here's the deal about
the
that,
Swiss
guys.
Army knife.
And let me bounce this off you guys and see what you think. Do you think maybe that because he was doubled and shaded so much that the best way to get him open was to put him in the slot because Dallas didn't have really a true number 2 wide receiver? We could say whatever, but Eagles have A.J. Brown, who's the number 1, and however you shake it, if you think Devontae with no Pro Bowls is the number 1 with 7 touchdowns, that you're entitled to your opinion. He's a 1B, if anything. but he's a really good number 2. But yeah, okay, 1B, 1A, 1B.
That's a matchup issue. It's what your
I
matchup
think
is.
what they did was we need to get production from our passing offense, especially with Dak being out, because we've seen in previous years Dak literally throw 36 touchdowns and close to 4,500 yards. I mean, we all know Dak's struggles is in the playoffs. He sees the deer in the headlights. We get that, but one thing I always tell my Eagle people that like to hate Dak gonna put up numbers in the regular season. Now, he gonna do that. If he stays healthy, expect a really good year for Dak. And again, we're over the regular season, but I don't know. I just want a good regular season. Number one, to get the $100 from my man Drew. Number two, you can't get to the playoffs with it without a good regular season. So.
You know what's funny? They call
up,
Devontae Smith the glorified one, but when he was in Alabama, he had Ruggs, he had Judy, he had Waddle. He's never done it on his own. That's why they had to trade for A.J. Brown. When they had Rager and Smith, that's why they said, we understand as an organization, Devontae Smith is not a number 1, so let's give up a first-round pick and other things to go get him.
That's my thing. There's nothing wrong with Devontae Smith. I'm on record as saying if I'm starting a team between AJ and Devontae, I'm picking Devontae. I think he's a great teammate. You need a glue guy like Devontae. He never gets hurt. Well, for the most part, he never gets hurt, knock on wood. I love Devontae Smith. I'm just saying numbers tell you that now maybe they're feeding AJ because they know AJ is going to be the guy who's going to get pissy. Devontae, I don't think would get too pissy. Devontae is a hell of a teammate, but I don't know that he's a 1. That's all we're saying. Again, I would love to be in your situation arguing over whether my number 2 wide receiver is a 1 or not because I just won a Super Bowl. Just remember that. But we are allowed to talk about some of the facts here. The facts of the matter is Tyler Steen per PFF is average at best, and he's below Guyton. So if you're going to call Guyton a failure per the gold standard, right, then we got to call Steen. That's a shaky spot for you guys. I'm not saying that, but I got to keep it 100. I'm tired of hearing Guyton sucks. Guyton played 7 games in college and played at an unbelievable level at times last year, and by the end of the year when this film got out there, we'll see how he comes back. That'll be the key, how Guyton comes back. Joe Milton sees him by week 8. And if that gets hurt, you're right about that, YouTube J Capalot. He's a Heisman winner. You know who else was a Heisman winner?
You saw what the Bengals are dealing with their first round pick? You don't want to sign or some shit?
Yeah. You know who else is a Heisman winner? Was the University of Florida quarterback. There's a lot of Heisman winners. That means nothing to me. Sorry, bro. Heisman winners normally don't translate into much. I'm not saying they, sometimes they do.
Well, I'm a Hurricanes fan, and Gino Torretta was a Heisman winner.
Gino Torretta. Good name. Good pull. Gino.
Yeah, I don't think there's too many Heisman Trophy winning quarterbacks that have won a Super Bowl.
Again, I'm not here to crap on the Eagles. I'm just trying to tell you that you guys are, there is some, again, I would rather be in your position coming off the Super Bowl, but Dallas is looking good right now. In shorts, Dallas is looking real good. Ultra, what did you think about, they're so happy, and this is what I wanted to talk to Wade about. Dallas is so happy early on with the acquisition of the linebacker we got from Tennessee, who his name is escaping me right now, out of University of Oklahoma. Who am I thinking of?
Kenneth Murray?
Yeah, Kenneth Murray. Dallas is so excited about Kenneth Murray that they gave him the green dot already.
But I was listening to somebody, I forgot who the name was, and they were saying that when he was at Tennessee and Los Angeles, he did have the green dot. I think Kenneth Murray has a lot of talent. It's just a matter if Eberflus can get him right. Maybe he can turn out, not all defensive player of the year, turn out Zach Bond. But if you maybe change the system and he goes play with Eberflus, you can get the best out of him. So I'm very encouraged by Murray.
And Eberflus, I mean, what does he do in year 1 of every team he's ever gone to as a defensive coordinator? He turns them around, doesn't he?
Stops the run.
Stops the run. So again, and that's one thing Kenneth Murray said in his interview. I could play it, but you can go check it out on DallasCowboys.com. Kenneth Murray says, "I guarantee we're going to stop the run this year." Now we could laugh at it. I mean, I could see it now. We could laugh at it, but I do believe that Dallas will be able to stop the run. Now, again, when you're talking about a team like when you're talking about a team like the Eagles with Saquon, that's a tough thing to do, is to try and stop that run. It's very tough to be able to stop the run. So, whether they could limit the Eagles and then you put the ball in Jalen's hand. We saw in the Super Bowl, Jalen could do it. He may have to do it more this year. Who knows? You don't know how a season develops, where sometimes due to circumstance, you have to be a more throwing football team, and that'll be interesting to see. But you have the weapons. And going back to Hendrickson, I don't believe that's going to be the move. I think they would more trade for a young tight end. I just have a weird feeling they may go out and get the Atlanta tight ends, but they're saying he's not on the block. But if you give him now, I'm hearing mid-round draft pick, gentlemen. What do you guys think of that? You're going to get Kyle Pitts for a third-round pick. That would be.
I can see Kyle Pitts ending up with Andy Reid in Kansas City.
That would be scary. Get rid of the final year of Shake It Off. Shake it off. Shake it off. All right, get back to the chat. Joe Milton season by week 8 or 9. What's up, Cowboys Nation? Rock is in the house. What's going on, Rock? Are you able to? There you go. Looking clean, man. What's going on, brother?
No, just home. We're cooking or whatever. My son's girlfriend's here.
Nice.
So, just doing some, stuff around the house.
Chad, Chad's coming out hot. What's up, Thomas Garrett? Chad says, your opinion aren't facts, though. It's an opinion. You're a Cowboy fan, and you're going to think he's better. But if you listen to majority of people who also have opinions, you ain't Cowboy fans, said Jalen is better. Yeah, I don't care. I never said Dak was better than Jalen. I never said that yet, did I, guys? Never said it. I said
it might have been a smart ass saying stuff in the chat, but other than that, that's usually
I never said that. I never said that.
I'm not a Dak fanboy, but talent wise,
like that.
But Dak is better than Hurts. He won a Super Bowl. So did Joe Flacco. So did Jeff Hostetler. So did some Trent Dilfer.
So that's the thing, though. Is Dak is better, I think, overall than Jalen as far as
we're in trouble now.
Dak is better overall than Jalen. I think in a talent aspect, but where Jalen has the edge in the playoffs, he is he's more solid mentally.
He's Mr.
way
Clutch.
more solid mentally.
He's Mr. Clutch, Jalen.
There's just some guys that don't got it in the playoffs.
Deer in the headlights.
Jalen can barely throw for 20 touchdown passes.
Actually, YouTube J Cap a lot. That's a weird argument. I really don't want to go down there because I like Jalen. So I'm not going to go down that road, man. I'm not going to defend Dak Prescott. He needs to win more playoff games. But talent-wise, I think Dak throws the ball better. I think Jalen's a better runner of the football. I'll give you that. And right now, I think Jalen's more of a clutch player. I will say.
But
if you're starting a team, I don't know. That's a tough one.
But if you look at Jalen, if he can't process from the first read to the second, he can't process from the first read to the second.
Yeah.
If Jalen was so good, why you need to bring all those weapons in for Jalen? That's one thing I give kudos for Howie. Howie brought in and said, you know what? Let me use the void years to hide Jalen Hurts' deficiencies. So they build the team around Jalen because they know Jalen can't carry the team by themselves. He's not Mahomes.
Probably right now.
He's not Lamar Jackson. He never could carry a team. I saw him in Alabama. That's why he transferred.
That's bullshit, Ultra, Jimbo says.
Oh, that's what they always say.
Elena, how are you, Elena? We like those stats. We got the right one.
Jalen Hurts is a Super Bowl champion. Nobody could take that away from him. Yeah,
True.
neither is Dan Marino. Dan Marino ain't a Super Bowl champion. But I'll tell you one thing right now. If Dan Marino was coming out in the draft and you had Jalen coming out in the draft, they're drafting Dan Marino first overall over Jalen Hurts.
Mm-hmm.
Any day of the week. And even the Eagles would draft Dan Marino over Jalen Hurts.
Well, the quarterback position, you know, getting used to the pro system compared to college and the speed of that, and then the ability to make decisions. Maybe in the first couple
I
of years.
really don't want this to be a Dak versus Jalen because we never said that.
I'm just saying.
He'll
we're
get
not
better
Dak
at
lovers
it
on
as
he
he
ages.
I don't know what that. I know Chad was talking to a coyote.
What it is.
You
More
know,
experience,
like
better.
Chris, my thing is
Trust
Dak
me,
needs
if
to do it in the
anyone hates
playoffs.
Dak, it's me. If anyone hates Dak and wants him to be gone, it's me.
Hamid. So every quarterback who wins Super Bowl has no weapons.
Hamid, with your pet cobra, go on Google and look up Trent Dilfer's weapons.
Who did he have? Didn't have much.
I think
Just
it's
have him do his
unfair.
research. Go look it up.
I think it's unfair.
Shannon Sharp, I think, was the only one he had.
Yeah,
to compare Jalen to Trent Dilfer, though. I mean, I'm not saying. I think Dak is a better pure passer.
We threw Rob out quick. I'll be right back, boys.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, Rob. Look, I think Dak is better, overall athletically, as far as playing the quarterback position. Where Jalen has Dak trumped is in the playoffs, in the clutch, mentality.
Yeah.
The mentality and the focus. Dak don't got that shit. He's deer in the headlights, stick in the mouth in the playoffs.
Exactly. I mean, I agree with you on that. I simply think that Dak is a better pure passer, but I think Jalen's a better decision maker. And can get it done in the playoffs. He gets it done.
Rob. It's kind of it's kind of like the old Troy Aikman, Brett Favre argument. Brett Favre winning MVPs, amazing, doing shit. When Troy got to the playoffs, guess what? He was better than Brett Favre. I'm sorry, he just outplayed his ass.
If
just
Jalen
some guys
was
that are
so
better in the
good
playoffs.
processing, why does he only have 18 touchdown passes last year? Why? Why did Lane Johnson go in and say you need to run the football? Why, if Jalen was that dude, that Lane Johnson had to go talk to the coaching staff and say, we got to run the football? Jalen is not that dude. Jalen, if it wasn't for your, no, it wasn't. If it wasn't for your, in the Rams game, if it wasn't for your defense and Saquon Barkley, you don't get out of that round in the snow.
Don't disagree. I don't disagree with you at all. But why I say he's that dude is because he is one of the few quarterbacks that has a winning record facing teams that are 500 or better. He's that dude. He's a winner. I mean,
if he was that dude, he would have won 2 Super Bowls. He wouldn't have fumbled away that Super Bowl. You guys win the Super Bowl if he doesn't fumble that football. Nobody was around with him. Somebody screamed hot potato and he fumbled the football. That's a fact against Kansas City.
Well, I agree that he fumbled the football, but I don't blame him for losing that game. He outperformed Patrick Mahomes in that game.
Okay, so if he doesn't fumble and get those 7 points, you win the Super Bowl. You win the Super Bowl.
But he came back and scored a touchdown
7
after
points.
that. We were up 10 by 10 at halftime.
You eliminate that fumble, you win that Super Bowl.
Agreed mathematically, but he came back after that fumble and still performed at a high level. He threw a touchdown right after that fumble, which we were up 10-0.
He lost.
It would have been nice though. The defense did lay an egg in that Super Bowl though against the Chiefs. They were playing bad. They were playing bad.
For us to be a 60-plus sack team that year and for us not to get at Patrick Mahomes at all in the Super Bowl was ridiculous.
Yeah, that was bad.
We were up 10 at halftime.
Now, I will say this, though. I'm not saying I'm the biggest Jalen Hurts fan, but, dude, I'm not saying it's going to happen. But if the Eagles go to another Super Bowl this year and win it, they went to 3 Super Bowls in 4 years like the 90s Cowboys. I'm telling you right now, if they go to 3 Super Bowls in 4 years like the 90s Cowboys and win 2 out of 3, I ain't saying shit about Jalen Hurts anymore. I'm sorry, you can't say shit.
I'm already there.
You can't say shit.
I'm already there.
It's funny they call Howie season. Howie season the best GM. The best GM in football is Brett Veach. Won 3 Super Bowls in 5 years. The only 2 Super Bowls he lost is because the offensive line got injured in the playoffs.
We can't use injuries.
But he's won 3 out of 5. He won 3 Super Bowls in 5 years. Brett Veach right now, who came from Philly, which was a scout from Philly, but Andy Reid grabbed him when he went over there. Absolutely. But right now, Brett Veach is the best GM in football. And they do it without void years. Only $1.8 million in void years.
Too. Yeah, can I ask everybody real quick?
They also have Patrick Mahomes as well, who is a force multiplier.
Does anybody know what that Ultra, I don't know. Like I heard you saying it. What's going on in the chat with the crown that says number 2? Like, what is that?
Oh yeah, that's something about a new feature with YouTube or some shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna work on some custom emojis. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow morning. It's party time tonight. No, I'm joking. But yeah, I want to do some like custom emojis.
Sorry about that.
No, go ahead,
Rob A,
brother.
but who drafted Mahomes? Who drafted Mahomes?
No,
His
I'm
first
not
number
disagreeing
one
with
draft
you.
pick by Brett Veach was
I
Patrick
am not
Mahomes.
disagreeing with you. I'm not saying Brett Veach isn't great. He's great. I mean, he's put together Mahomes. He put together a good staff. Andy went over there and did something that he couldn't do in Philly and get over the hump. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you. I think it's kind of like saying who's better, AJ or CD. It's splitting hairs when you're talking about GMs because Howie is great. I mean, you have to give him. You could say he's the second best, or you could say Brett's better than him, or whatever. But Howie does do great things.
Okay, if he was so great, why did he draft Rager over Jefferson? If Howie is so great, why did he draft Jordan Davis over Kyle Hamilton? Why did he draft Devontae Smith, who's not made a Pro Bowl, over Micah Parsons? You guys think every little thing that he does, that he's such a great JM. You know, you guys shit on Jerry, but Jerry won back-to-back as a championship, won 3 out of 4. That's a dynasty, baby. This ain't Philly shit. That's a dynasty. When you guys can cook up to that level, win back-to-back championships, the only GMs in football right now that's won back-to-back championships is Brett Veach and Jerry Jones.
So I was gonna say Ultra. So if the Eagles go to the Super Bowl and win it this year, what are we gonna say? They'll have went to 3 Super Bowls in 4 years.
You win back-to-back. You win back-to-back championships.
4 years.
You win back-to-back championships. Then I would give you, you're like, okay, that's a dynasty team. They won 2 championships
but
in
then
4
what would
years.
you say about Jalen? You can't call a quarterback that goes to 3 Super Bowls in 4 years.
Okay, how many Super Bowls did Eli Manning have? How many Super Bowl Eli Manning have?
Yeah, but going to 3 Super Bowls in 4 years has not been done.
Yeah, but
Eli
don't lose in the Super Bowls, not like Hurts. Eli don't lose in the Super Bowls like Hurts. Troy Aikman don't lose in the Super Bowls like Hurts.
Look, all I'm saying is Ultra. I'm not saying it's gonna happen. If they go to Super Bowl and win it this year, and he has 3 Super Bowl appearances in 4 years, you cannot call him a bad quarterback. You can't. You can't.
I really can't. I don't think you could call him.
It'd be ridiculous.
Now.
I think his legacy.
But why didn't Eli get voted into the Hall of Fame? He won 2 Super Bowls. Why he hasn't? He's a game manager. There's nothing wrong with that. He's not Tom Brady. He's not Patrick Mahomes.
Ballot, but I think he will eventually
he's
get
not
there.
He's not Matthew Stafford.
He's not.
CZ, thanks for the super chat. He says John Dorsey drafted Mahomes, not Veach.
Wrong. John Dorsey was fired. Veach was brought in.
Oh, bang bang. CZ.
Unfortunately, hey, the Cowboys, we've mismanaged too. Hey, instead of drafting Zeke, with that first round pick in 2016, maybe we should have went Jalen Ramsey in the second round pick. Second round, we should have drafted Henry. Maybe we'd be in a better position as a franchise.
We're better than that. 98, Randy Moss.
Consistent.
Zeke was not a bad draft pick. Zeke got you 13-3.
Let me ask Rob a question real quick. Let me ask him a question.
Eric Henry, though, was in that draft second round, though.
I mean, I feel dirty doing it because you're coming off a Super Bowl. I feel very dirty. Other than Howie's receiving skills in catching beers. No, I'm joking. Right. He couldn't see it. Other than that, I've said this and I've gotten some kickback. He caught a beer last year, Jimbo. Cool. I don't know what you're referring to, brother. I can't remember. My thing is this. I think Howie's the best pro personnel guy in the league.
Yeah.
And that means trades. And I broke it down. I don't know if that's what drew you in. I don't know.
He's made a shitload of trades and gotten the Eagles a lot of
picks. Howie's a good pro personnel guy, and I think he's learned over his mistakes. And Super Bowls cure everything, right? You can make it Jalen Reagor, Nelson Aguilar, the offensive lineman, Andre Dillard, making bright. Yeah.
Arcega, Whiteside.
Whiteside. Yeah. You're not going to hit on everything. And I was talking to, what's his name? I was talking to Xander Krause, and all I was saying was he had put out a tweet saying, great trade. And it was, don't get me wrong. And I did say that in the tweet, but I said it was a failed move saved by a great pro personnel move, whereas Dallas would eat that for 2 years before they unload it for way less value. That's the difference between Howie. Now, I'm not saying he can't draft, okay? Don't go negative on me, people. What's up, Joe Tranchina? But don't you think he's better pro personnel? Were you talking like he purely drafting? I don't think that's necessarily I wouldn't say he's the best in the league at that, but what's your opinion on that?
Well, I agree with you on that. I think simply Jerry would have had too much pride to say we made a mistake, and he would have just ate Huff's contract for two more years and just ate that money. Or Howie.
Yeah, the Cowboys don't like admitting to mistakes, Rob.
Right.
That Michael
Exactly.
Gallup is an example. Michael Gallup's an example of how they don't like making mistakes. They give him a fucking contract when he was a bum. They should have cut his ass.
Absolutely. I agree with you. Then they paid him all that money coming off an injury. I mean, and then held on to him, I think too long. I mean, and then
hold on. Money. People say what they want to about Amari Cooper, whatever. He's washed now. All I'm saying is they got rid of Cooper basically because we didn't draft him. Fuck Amari Cooper. We drafted Gallup. Let's give him all this money.
Exactly.
It's come on, dude.
And then you got rid of him for Amari Cooper for a fifth.
What's up,
and then
Drew?
Cleveland turns around 2 years later and gets a third for him.
So
they got more.
Rob, let me push back on that.
The Cowboys are a very prideful organization.
Exactly.
And this is why people really don't know football and the contracts. The only reason that they could only get a 5th round pick was because of his contract.
He was making $20
they gave
million.
up the whole contract. Now, if he had 1 year left on his deal, then he would have probably got a 2nd or a 3rd. But people don't ever take into account what the contract is.
I agree with that, Ultra. I
agree. I don't disagree with that. But aesthetically, with people who don't know football, we'll beat them down for that.
Jerry brings that up, and this is when you rebuttal to Jerry. Yeah, you saved all that money, then gave it to a fucking cripple named Michael Gallup.
Exactly.
That's not smart.
Wade, you keep on talking about Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper. If I was a general manager, as building a team,
between Ultra
as
and
building
Wade.
as a team, building a team, a guy that is not willing to do everything for the team, if it's correct or not to getting the vaccine or whatever, he was not all in for that team. 2 Super Bowl winning head coaches got rid of Amari Cooper. This has been 5 years. I would have got rid of Amari Cooper because he's not all in.
Okay, so you would have rather have got rid of Cooper. He's gone now. But you would have rather have got rid of Cooper at that point and given all that money to Gallup. Or would you rather have kept Cooper and just let Gallup
let me
go?
get in here. Wade, let me ask you this question. I wasn't happy about the trade at the time, but having revisionist history, which is what we have the luxury of having, did it really matter?
I mean, I think for at least those next 2 seasons,
Would we have won
Amari
a Super
Cooper
Bowl?
would have been a better impact.
I agree.
Look, all I'm saying is Amari Cooper would have been a better
If the
alternative
Super
those next
Bowl
2 seasons other than Michael
Was
Gallup.
the Super
That's
Bowl
all
on the
I'm
line?
saying.
I agree. I did not want to get rid of him, but that wasn't the move that stopped us from going to the Super Bowl. We couldn't get out of We couldn't get out of the second round of the playoffs.
Well,
That's
according
not
to
Amari
Zach
Cooper.
Martin, we
That's
had
your
the
quarterback
team.
and your coach.
According to Zach Martin, we had the team. This is for Mark. This is for Mark Holmes. According to Zach Martin, he even said himself, we had the fucking teams. We fell short. And that does fall on Dak's shoulders.
Playoffs?
It does.
We'll talk about playoffs. You kidding
He's
me?
got to be a force multiplier
Playoffs?
when he's making all that money.
just
It's
hope
called
we can win a game.
expectations. It's called expectations. When
It
you're the
is.
highest paid quarterback in the league, you have to elevate your team regardless of what you have on the field.
Yep.
Rob,
Mark-
Yep.
Go
I
ahead.
need Rob and Ultra. I need you guys to come up. I'm gonna make a shirt. I can't do it. It'll be a Cowboy shirt, so you guys won't want it. But I'm looking for a slogan this year. All right, you know how Dallas always has a slogan, but somewhere in the slogan, I know this is for you, Hamid. Give me a real trashy slogan for us, brother. I need a slogan, but somewhere on the slogan, Ultra and Rob, it needs to be "No more excuses!" exclamation.
Absolutely.
Stop it. I would agree. This is the best offensive line and receiver core and tight end core, and I would even say running back room. I'm not talking starter. We don't have a bell cow like most teams. This is the best offense he's had. Rob, Ultra. We'll go Rob, then we'll go Ultra, and then Wade. Let me know. Rob?
Yeah, I mean, to me, he's got a number 2. You've been lacking a number 2 since Amari's been gone. Now you got a bona fide, legit number 2. You got a good tight end. If Ferguson, stays healthy and can elevate his game like he did 2 years ago, and if your line could come together, if Guyton could, improve. And if your new Tyler, Booker turns out to be all he's supposed to be, then yeah, I mean, this is the best team you've had in a while. I won't say it's the best team that you had since you drafted Dak.
I'm talking
Dak.
Team. Just this year, offensively.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how we can make excuses. This is the best receiving core Dak's ever had, Rob.
Exactly. I agree.
This is the most explosive weapons that Dak has had in his career.
And we're not the biggest Dak fans.
No excuses.
Well, I like that. I like that team that you guys had. I didn't mean to cut you off, Ultra, but I like the team that you had when CD was a rookie.
I agree,
you had
Joe
Amari.
Tranchina.
You had Amari and Gallup before his injury. I thought that was a pretty good offense too.
Yeah,
and
but I think this one's
younger.
better. Sorry to cut you off, Rob, but I think this one is more explosive. I think this one is very more explosive.
On paper,
I
would
CD,
agree.
Pickens. They have Cowboys now have the best wide receiver 3 according to stats, and they have the best wide receiver 3 in Tolbert. And then you got Ferguson if he gets back to his level. Then you got a weapon that Jaden Blue is a wide receiver playing running back because he has wide receiver skills that runs a 4.28. So they have more weapons than they think. And people it's funny. Only the Cowboys, people think that no player on the Cowboys can get better. Did you know Tyron Smith gave up more sacks than Tyler Guyton in his rookie year playing the right side?
Well, I don't know. The Guyton was benched, though, for how many games?
Right.
I don't know. I'm not going to argue with you, Ultra. You're the facts guy. I mean, you do dig into the stats like Rob. I do. I will refer to these two gentlemen because they are into it more. That's why I got to really watch what I say. I knew just real quick. That video today was. Come on now. That was fun. That was easy pickings. I had to go by there and say it, but we'll see about that. But yeah, go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, I think the biggest question mark when it comes to your offense is just if your line comes together. You got to build in the trenches and you got to have a good offensive line, not just for the sake of running the ball.
This is where I had a problem with Drew, and I know he's in the chat. This is where I had a problem with you, brother, because you can't have revisionist history. All we heard, Rob, going into the draft was, Dallas is going to go with Dallas is going to go with a receiver, like a shaky receiver. They're going to go with a splash running back. The last thing they needed was running back. What they needed to do, and Drew even said it, they have to go get themselves Tyler Booker. Now, he didn't think they would actually do it, right? That's what and then they did it, and then he crapped on the pick. And I have a problem with that. And just a little bit of pride. I still love you, Drew, but you can't do that. You can't say one thing and do another. I was against, and I'm going to stand on this hill. I was against drafting another first-round offensive lineman. And you say, why game time? Why? Well, because my experience is, and this goes back to what me and Primetime were saying, gentlemen and ladies, that the coaching matters. I trust Primetime. He's been at the highest of highs. He wasn't the starter at Oregon. But he knows, some of the war stories are pretty incredible. I wish he would share them more, but he doesn't really want to. So, whatever. He's got some cool Jonathan Stewart, because that was his running back in college. But I digress. The thing is that it's about coaching. Mike Solari was not a good offensive line coach, but as a Cowboy fan, I feel like I'm making excuses. So I don't really want to – I say it, but I'm not going to hammer it home, but he wasn't very good. You see what Jeff Stoutland does with maybe not the best of talent, right? I mean, let's just say that he gets the most out of the guys that he gets, right? I mean, Jordan Mailata.
Well, none of them are first rounders. I mean,
right,
and we have the best line. Yeah, none of them are first rounders. You don't.
You don't have to. The Dallas Cowboys of old, I know how many, 30 years, here we go. Okay, whatever. I'm 53. I'll be 54 in a couple of months. I can say that shit because I was in my 20s when I saw it.
Hamid hooks his balls up to the jumper cables and starts his car before he comes in here.
Okay, that sounds like a lot of pain, Ultra. I don't know, yeah. So my
Brian,
thing is, we
Brian.
don't need first round or draft picks, man. We don't.
Brian,
Yes, go ahead.
I got you the shirt slogan.
Okay, what is it? Let me write it down.
All right, ready?
Balls in? I don't know. 100%
Uh,
balls deep. I don't...
No, you could just say we ready. No more excuses.
Okay, we ready.
Yeah.
We ready. Okay, we ready. Okay, I like it. All right, Rob.
We're going to the Super Bowl, baby.
Rob, what do you think about
I ain't say
that?
all that, but yeah.
Honestly, what's your first word when you hear?
Well, if we go to the
that?
Super Bowl, that only
Super Bowl?
means one or two things: Dak breaks through, or Joe Milton is a beast.
Rob, just real quick, I was Wade called me. Right, I was we were on the phone for a while, but me and Wade were talking this morning. He's on a long drive, and I said, wouldn't it be fitting? I said, if Dak takes us to like 9 or 10 wins, right, and in the last game where we clinch a playoff spot, he gets hurt, right? And he's out. And Joe Milton steps in and he goes and wins the Super Bowl. And Dak never sees the field again. I said,
2017 Philadelphia Eagles, huh?
I said, what? Or even if it was like a couple games to go in the year, I said, and I love Mark, but what would they say?
Oh God, hey, Ultra's going to agree with me on this. We all know what would happen. Dak didn't really get a chance to finish the fight. He needs to come in and he needs to get another chance, even though we got a Super Bowl with Joe Milton. He's under contract. You can't do that to him. Oh, really?
Exactly.
Just like how y'all fucked Tony Romo? Really? Oh no, we're fucking Dak now. Fuck this guy.
I don't have a
Cut him.
problem, and I'll let Rob talk, but I don't have a problem with going with Dak. He was the hot hand. Everybody forgets he won 10 straight games going into the playoffs. I think he won a playoff game as a rookie, didn't he? And then lost after that. No?
Dak?
I'm asking, or was that the Green Bay game?
No, they got a home field
That's the Green Bay
advantage.
game.
Okay,
And,
that was the
that
Green
was
Bay
the
game.
first game. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would have revisited that competition and said, I would have told Tony, we're probably going to go with you next year. Rob, and I want to hear from you. I think that what happens in the NFL far too often is they go with the young guy too early. You see some of the greatest of greats sat a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that never sat
Thanks,
sat
Rob.
well
Appreciate
with
it,
me
Rob.
the way they did Tony, because he had like 2
That was
years
a
left on
question
his
for Rob.
contract.
But anyway,
Go ahead, Rob.
let
Answer.
Rob
No.
go, then let Wade get in there.
Wait. I mean, I'm with you on that. I agree. I think, to Game Time's point, I think they rushed these young kids in there a little bit too early. I think Aaron Rodgers wouldn't have been Aaron Rodgers without sitting like how he did and develop. I think that's the best way you could groom a quarterback along is just give him a year or two on the bench to learn. Mahomes didn't start right away either, so.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't like the politics of my organization, is because you even the Dak
sexuals?
fanboys and close.
No, I don't like fanboy. I like Dak sexual.
I had this argument with Mark talking about how, because I said Tony Romo was going to kick Dak's ass in that training camp next year. That's one of the reasons why they told Romo you got to go, is because they knew Romo was going to outplay Dak in every single aspect because of the experience, and he was a better quarterback. But, you tell Dak fanboys that, and it's like, no, that's not true. That wouldn't have happened. I can't stand Dak anymore. I'm sorry. I'm with Ultra on this shit.
I don't blame you.
How can every live stream you start out one way and you end up with the same? Chris May, tell him. Chris, tell him to calm the hell
Dak.
down.
I'm tired of this guy.
Look, I agree. He needs to, do it. You got what you got right now to at least make a statement, and I get all that, but shoot, guys, to sit here and just bash him like that.
Clemente.
There are 32 quarterback spots. 32.
So, what if we get okay? So what about this, Chris? What if we get a good, what if we get a home playoff game, Chris, and Dak comes out there and plays like complete garbage in year 10? What are we going to say?
Well, if he comes out that way, you're going to have to get him out of there, won't you? Do you want to sit there for another second? That's what I'm talking about. Adjustments. When the hell do we make adjustments? We never do. If we probably would have got Dak out of there in the damn first place.
Now.
Well, yeah, now we got shot. Well, we got him, and I think there's going to be a lot of change because of that.
You got shoddy
so
now, man. Come on now, shoddy.
You know,
Look,
I
me and
mean,
Ultra are on the same page. We're tired of Dak. We
well,
just want some.
I agree.
mean,
If he can't get it done, he's going to have to go year 10 because he's getting.
We
to
may
Pete's
argue
point.
about everything else, but man, Dak's at the end of the line for my ass, boy. He's at the end. He's on the razor's edge.
Well, 9 years is enough of a resume to kind of know what you get in your.
Look, it was that 49er game. It was that damn 49er game
and
where he
he's
had
not
a
it.
chance
Dak
to
is
win
not
that
it.
damn game. He
The
didn't.
Mosher's have
And
stepped
then what
up.
happened? The following year, I watched the team of all teams,
Yeah.
Pete. Why you're freaking Packers? But anyway, come into Texas and then it's just like one score and it's over, and then it just piles on, and I see the whole team in a defeatist attitude.
Aisha,
A
how
head
are
coach
you, Aisha Robertson?
that had no motivation
Eagles
for his
has
players
landed.
whatsoever.
What's up, brother?
And what I see with this coach is that
I
we're going
assume
to
you're a
probably
brother.
get that. And the one thing I was trying to make a point about a while back
Joe
was
Tranchina. Just
like
hold
when
up.
you guys went
Remember
to
Dak
Texas.
took over for the offense. I'm sorry. Keep talking. I just got to get to the
Well,
chat.
when you went to Texas, you and Phil, and you saw who in the elevator. That's an interview probably on Marty's son, you know what I mean, on Brian. You know, he knows him because he's probably played in the division with him, being in the Niners and in Seattle. You got to look at that. And then who else did they bring in and talk to?
Yeah.
Pete Carroll. He was a part of Pete Carroll's staff. They probably wanted to get information from Pete Carroll on him. What kind of person is he? It's all business. And
Bruce
when I
Banner,
listen to
what up?
Brian talk, I see something a lot different in what's going to happen with our team. I could feel it already. It's not going to be this stupid bullcrap, vanilla crap. And I don't think it's going to be this mentality, all about me attitude that I see on the field. Because I've seen that quite a bit.
And Chris, let me just let you know, it's going to be sweet, right?
Yes,
or
it
not.
is.
It's either going to be real sweet or real not. But like the one thing I know is Rob will be here. I know Hamid probably won't, but Rob will be here. Drew will be here. And I just want, I say it a lot, but I know from it, I know this for a fact. Dan Cilio was waiting for the mountain to crumble. So please do not talk about Big Sills, because he's ready for it to go to shit so he can capitalize. He's got a lot of mark in him. He's all about the almighty, and I wish I had that.
He's all about the views.
It is what it is. They're
Make
better
a
than
view.
I. Let's put it that way.
George Player.
Elena, how are you? So much for being better than Jalen.
Big
Now, way to go
Seals-
trash your quarterback.
When Big
That's
Seal
what we do,
says,
Elena. Cheers.
Big Seal says the Cowboys haven't done dick in 30 years. Just remind them that the Hurricanes haven't done dick in 25 years.
I was a big Hurricane fan, but it's just hard, man. It's hard. I don't have any ties there, but when Jimmy came to Dallas, actually prior to Jimmy, that's what made it so special. I was a big, follower of that national championship team, and I remember wearing the jerseys and the merch and shit, the hats. Jerome Brown, God rest his soul. So I don't know what happened. Just real quick, as a side note, what happened with the University of Miami? Why did they not be the powerhouse that they were for a long time? Do we know?
Because they started losing a lot of recruits from the area that they were going from. They started losing them around the nation. One thing that they did really good, because I'm a Hurricane fan. That's why I became a Cowboy fan in '89. But one thing is they've lost a lot of, since 2001, where they go into the areas where they need to recruit. They don't do as well as Schellenberger did, Jimmy Johnson did, Butch Davis was awesome at it, Larry Coker was awesome
Think about
at
that
it.
coaching staff, Ultra. They had Jimmy Johnson. This is at the college level. Not since last year's Colorado team, and that coaching staff did pale in comparison to what Jimmy Johnson had. They had Dave Wannstedt. They had Butch Davis. They had no, they didn't have Norville, did they? They didn't have Norv, did they? No, they didn't have Norv.
I don't think Norv was there.
But yeah,
Jeff Stoutland came from University of Miami.
Stoutland U. That's it. So,
Brian, I think Miami got into some trouble after that. I think they got into some trouble after that national championship game lost to Ohio State. I think they got into some They got into some trouble.
But that 2001 Hurricane team, there was no better team in college football than that team.
Vinny says, Ultra, who did you like before the Cowboys? It's always been Cowboys. Joe Tranchina, I would have loved to see Romo play in 2016 season when they had Zeke and the great offensive line. I agree, Joe. I think Romo had the ability to win in the playoffs. I think his body let him down. He's a regular guy trying to play a game that's.
Yeah, Romo. A lot of people give Romo a lot of shit, man. But there for a few years, man, that team and that offensive line in front of him was, man, he was taking a beat, man.
Yeah, he was.
He was getting the shit kicked out of him.
Who's that, Romo? Oh yeah.
Yeah. There for a few years, yeah, he was in a very rough spot. Like where literally we were winning 8 games because he was having to drag our asses, to victory. It's like, man.
Remember that throw against San Francisco to Hawley?
That shit was getting crazy, man. I'm like, man, the only reason we're winning is because of fucking Romo.
Breaking news 30 minutes ago. Dak and his fiancée Sarah Jane announced birth of their daughter Aurora. So shout out to Dak.
That's probably Mark's video.
Maybe. It's probably Mark's video.
One
One of probably 3 or 4
She
more.
weighed 8
Still
pounds,
early,
4 ounces, and she's a Pisces, and
loves the long walks on the beach.
Walks on the beach. Yeah.
Felix
Dak
Rojas.
talks like if he knows him personally. I mean, Mark talks like he knows him personally.
Yep, and then I'm in the background as the baby's born. Who gives a fuck if you want a Super Bowl for the Dallas Cowboys, motherfucker?
Right.
That's what I'm screaming.
Oh my God, you're so
brutal.
brutal.
Congrats, Dak, if you're listening.
I understand the frustration, Wade. I do.
Dak,
kissing your ass, but you better go do something.
That much money.
The birth of his second child. Dak
Rob,
just got married. Who gives a fuck if you want a Super
I know
Bowl?
you're an Eagle fan, Rob, but just imagine sitting in the back of the Lincoln town car, right? Is that what you had, Wade, the Lincoln town car?
Yeah.
I'm in the back seat, right? Me and Phil. And Phil's like kind of he's kind of a guy, like low key. He's very low key. And, but when he gets a little in him, he gets a little loose, you know what I'm saying? But so it's me and Phil, it's Mark, and it's Wade. And Mark's on the phone with Dak's uncle, right?
Right.
And I know you know the story, but just put
Uncle
yourself, Uncle Phil, put yourself in that situation. If you're me. Fucking Wade is screaming at the top of his lungs at Dak's uncle. So if anybody doubts that Wade ain't going to tell family, fucking Dak is a company guy.
That's messed up.
You
Is
were
it goddamn? Oh, that's messed up.
Wade,
That's
I'll use some chocolate tequila for that, man. That's hilarious.
Listen, Mark was as white as you're ever going to see him. That's
hilarious.
What Mark
Like,
thought he was losing his meal ticket, right? He thought he was losing his connection. I kind of like tied it all back in and calmed like cooler heads down,
Sure.
And I called everybody, and I was like, well, it's like, yeah. And then like Uncle Philip even said the same thing. Jerry was an idiot for a while. Anyway, Ultra Cowboy, thank you. Dak gave birth to Mark Holmes Prescott.
Oh my gosh.
There it is.
I read that aloud, but I was just like, God.
Cut the umbilical cord.
Yeah. So, dude, was that funny, Rob, or what? Could you imagine?
That's hilarious. That's
I was
awesome.
fucking melting
Yeah,
in
Mark's
the
there
back.
helping. Mark's there helping deliver the baby.
And then it was everything I could do to not have Mark like grab Wade by the throat after the phone hung up and not drive off the road. That would have been the end. That would have been the end of Mark, me, prime time. That would have been it.
Yeah, that
Wade would have survived probably and started a channel and been able to tell the story, but nobody would have really believed it. I was there.
Why can't Dak go and bang on Jerry's door? Jerry's door. That's what I was saying. Why can't Dak go and bang on that damn table? Come on, Dak.
Banging on something else.
Yeah, he's too busy banging on something else.
Yeah.
That was.
Oh, he wants to bang on. He wants to bang on strippers in the parking lot. Great.
Anyway, go ahead.
Dak bangs on the Mark door.
Here's the deal.
Damn.
Wade, you would think this is the kind of host that Wade was. He didn't show us the grassy knoll until the very end at 10 o'clock at night. He didn't show us anything, but you know what he showed us? We drove by the parking lot that Dak was getting a BJ by the stripper We went and saw that. I should have did a video from the parking lot. But anyway, go ahead. You did. There it was. There's where the lawsuit
that's
almost
that parking
ensued.
lot. Dak didn't give a shit. He was having
Mark's
sex
like,
with
I
that
don't want to
girl
see
on the
this.
side of the interstate.
I don't want to see this. Let's go to Playmakers. And then you went on and ripped Playmakers for an hour and a half. Anyway, what's up, Rob? Go ahead, brother.
So what's up with Mark with all this, especially he's been doing a lot lately where he's like, Dak's 9-4 against the Eagles. So Dak's 9-4 against the Eagles, but when they lose, it's the team loss. You know, to me, it's like speaking out of both sides of your mouth.
Yeah, I got to be careful what I say because I am a Mr. Team guy. But
Yeah.
I have to
Robbie,
give,
I agree with you on him. He has every fucking excuse for Dak. It's like pathetic in a way. I think he's in love with them. That's actually what I think. I think he has a Dak calendar.
I know what it is. And, you know, again, there's a lot there. It's not easy to answer that. But let's just say that he's a fan of Dak Prescott. His channel blew up. Whether he got mad at me when I said it. But that's true. His channel blew up over the one video that he did prior to the draft that Dallas actually did something right. And I mean, I will tell everybody, I still believe Dak is a success. But again, cherish the Super Bowls because they're not easy to be had. I think some Eagle fans, not you, Rob, but some Eagle fans get jaded a little bit. It's not supposed to be this easy for you. Not to say that your Super Bowl from last year was easy, but it's not really supposed to be that easy. You pretty much dog walked for the latter part of that season, and you dog walked. I think your hardest game was the Rams. Shout out to the Rams because it's a well-coached football team.
According to Steven, you can't go to a Super Bowl and tear down and rebuild.
Yeah,
Damn, the Rams were on the
Rams have done it already.
Shit.
You know, other teams have done it.
Well, Philly did it as well when they got rid of Wentz and eating all that.
And
all
I
that
would
money.
say this with the Wentz year that you guys went and won a Super Bowl. I don't know, Rob. I know it sounds because the Eagle fans don't like him when a Cowboy will say anything negative. But I don't know that you were the best team that year. You kind of got hot, man.
We caught fire.
You caught fire with that system, with the read option, and fucking excuse my language, Nick Foles was unbeatable for a stretch of games. But Nick Foles he had an outer body experience for about 6-7 weeks. And nobody was beating Nick. And he came back down to earth when he left Philly. You know? Don't you think?
No, I agree. I mean, we caught fire. I don't think we were necessarily the best team out there. We were just the hottest team at the moment. I mean, you know, that Super Bowl kind of proved it. I mean, we went back and forth. We could have easily lost that Super Bowl, especially, you know, if it would have been for that strip sack that we had at the end of the game. I was thinking, oh, Brady's going to go down and score, and that's it. You know, another heartbreaker. You know, so yeah, I mean, this last year's Super Bowl, like how you said, it looked easy. They're not easy, but I mean, the way we you know ripped up the Commanders and the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I
mean, last year
you
were the kind of once Dallas, and I know, you know, I don't know why, Rob. I don't know why people just don't want to admit we got decimated. I understand Dak wasn't playing good. I know you were on that hill with Drew, but you have to give Dak had been on that hill before after 4 games, 5 games. That's just how sometimes he starts out that way and then he catches fire. I don't know that would have happened, especially with the offense that we had last year. Remember the whole lame duck bullshit? That was never going to work last year, people, for a myriad of reasons. And I go back to the team game thing. We weren't a really good team last year if we suffered any sort of injury. Now, if we would have stayed injury-free, maybe we win 2 or 3 more games. Let's face it, we lost so many games that were close. Not the Eagles game, I get it, but we lost a lot of close games that even if we slid in, we weren't going nowhere. It was one of them.
You lacked depth last year, where you just didn't have the depth to come in to plug in the players out. Once you're top heavy, you had really good players, and then once they were out, you never really recovered.
And that's where, like a couple of years ago, I was very frustrated with the Cowboys because not last year, but the year before when we lost to Green Bay, we were so deep. You know, we brought back. We were just so damn deep everywhere, and we choked. against Green Bay. And that was a coaching, that was a quarterback, that was the defense. Remember, the defense didn't make the other team punt at all. So I got news for you. When you don't make a team punt, you're probably not going to win the game, regardless of how bad your quarterback plays, because he wasn't good, so let me get back to the chat. I don't want to piss anybody. Where's Twiz at? Where you at, Twiz? Come on, Twiz. He's probably outside with the animals. Wayne Zimmerman, solid take from the mailman. These guys sound like ex-girlfriends. Dak is on the new. Dak is the new piece. What's up, Wayne? What's going on, brother? Darlene, boy, you have a lot of excuses for roaming, but you don't Romo, but you don't have any for excuses for Dak. I don't know, man. How many excuses do we have to give, brother? I don't know, man. I think that ship has sailed. Dak can redeem
We're in year
himself.
10.
Dak can redeem himself. And the only way to do it is to make it to an NFC championship game and lose to a better team. Lose to the Eagles. Let's say we go to the NFC championship game and the Eagles just beat us, right? Then you could say, okay, that was a good season. Hopefully we can get back there. No guarantees, but thank you. That was a good ride. Because you're right there. You're one win away. But other than that, I don't know what else would make it.
We only had like 9 seasons with Romo, and for a couple of them, he was injured the entire year because he shattered his collarbone. So you legit only had about 7 seasons with Romo. We're about 10 in with fucking Dak. How many more do I got to give?
Well, the bad thing that what I agree with you there, Wade, is if you really think about it, Dak's missed a third of his career as a Cowboy with injuries, making a hell of a lot of money, and now I think you could
Hold
say
on,
he's
boys.
kind of
I'll be
injury
right back.
prone, and for him to make that kind of money and to be in year 10 with only 2 playoff wins is highway robbery. I just kind of feel like he's stealing from the Cowboys at this point, making so much damn money with no results.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it has to be done this year. He doesn't really have any excuses, I don't think.
Right.
He's walking a thin red line, people. He literally tore the hamstring off the bone on a non-contact throw.
Yeah, exactly.
A non-contact play. That is very concerning.
Yeah. Yeah.
Romo's injuries where he was legit tackled and shot collarbone back jacked up from being tackled.
Right.
Dak's over here tearing hamstrings off the bone, missing the whole season from just throwing the fucking football.
Right.
Well, he did get hit in a couple. Didn't he break his leg that other time too, though? Was that contact?
He was kind of horse-collared in that one against the Giants when he broke his leg.
Yeah.
He was tackled on that one, and his foot.
I mean, look, this is the results and staying healthy. And unfortunately, the NFL is unforgiving. If you're not winning and you're not staying healthy and on the field, you're replaceable. You're replaceable. Next man up, or find the next best. Trust me, the Cowboys, they're looking for the next best quarterback. Trust me. Every team is looking for that next
guy.
Joe Montana, that next Tom Brady, that next, Patrick Mahomes. All it takes is, you draft that guy, you stumble upon him, and then you're on a 18-year, 17-year run with a franchise Hall of Fame quarterback. That's all that takes.
Indeed.
Super chat, Ultra Cowboy. Dak wins the Super Bowl. Wade will finger himself.
Oh God.
Oh God. I had to read it because it's YouTube's guidelines. So I have to read the super chat. I think Ultra may do the same thing. Don't kid yourself.
I don't think I got to worry about that.
Go to the Dak buffet.
Oh God. Yeah. You would probably go to the Golden Corral and just sink your head into the chocolate fountain, huh, Wade? You just pound it.
Jeez.
Give me some beef. Give me some ribs.
Franks and beans.
We got a better chance of the Earth being flat than Dak winning.
Oh, here we go. What the hell
Bowl, I
happened?
think.
I thought we had a shot.
I don't want to hear that negative.
Dude, we start out
negativity. I want to
positive
hear
every
enough Pete
time.
attitude.
Every time we start out positive.
Realistic expectations.
Say it again,
The realistic expectations. Here we go. All right, let's get to
I'm
Coyote.
wrong.
Coyote says, how could Dak be the problem always and you can't criticize the team play as well? D-Law, for example, had 1 sack in 7 playoff games. Well, listen, Coyote, I don't have a problem. But we also got to talk about Micah Parsons. Does he show up in a playoff?
Nope.
I mean, I love Micah. Don't get me wrong. I think he's an awesome talent. But it's what you do when the brights are the lightest, right? The brightest, sorry. When the lights are the brightest. Everyone knows y'all were decimated. The only thing we're saying is if y'all were healthy, y'all still wouldn't have lost. Oh, I agree, YouTube, JCap, a lot. I've said we weren't going to Super Bowl regardless, but I think it's overblown. I do think it's overblown, right, Felix Rojas? I think it's overblown. If I was mad we won 7 games, we weren't doing anything, we could have had a better draft position. I think ultimately it worked okay. My question is to the panel. You guys can answer this if you want. Would Ashton Genty, let me go to Ultra on this. I haven't heard of him for a while. Or Chris, if Ultra is not available. Chris, Ashton Genty, would he be better than Booker? I think in theory, probably not. I love Ashton Genty. Don't get me wrong. I think he's a better talent, but is Ashton Genty the difference? Or is it our best possible chance is to just make that interior so good?
Right now, that's probably what you have to do is the interior. But I did like Genty. I'm up here in this area where we get to see him.
Yeah,
So
Boise.
He is a very talented player. He's got a lot of explosiveness, and he's a very coachable guy from what I hear. And the coaches rave
What's
about
up,
him
Ken Armstrong?
from Boise State. So, I think, we knew we weren't going to get him. We knew, he would be gone before he got to
But
us. So
I think Coyote's thing, though, Chris, is basically saying if we lost more games, we would have gotten them. How would you feel? Well, let's say, how would you feel minus Booker and add Genty, but now you don't have Booker, who's a day 1 starter at right guard. Now you're going with a hope and a wish. But
I think Genty's a great player, but Booker's a culture changer. And Booker's going to be really good. I would be shocked. And I was all wide receiver, but I would be shocked if Booker's not an all-pro right guard in 2 years. And he's a culture changer. He's a leader. You can see just what he was saying about him just getting with the coaches, say you're not holding the bag right.
Yeah.
I don't think you could have went wrong with either way, to be honest. But
I would go down to win a Super Bowl and to change culture. I would go Booker over Genty, 99.9%.
Ultra, I get what you're saying. I'm just saying the kid is not a bad pick either if you could have got him. I'm just saying.
What I would like to have done in a perfect world is go Genty and then go out and make a trade for a starting right guard.
The perfect world in 2016 was to draft Jalen Ramsey with that first pick, and in the second round draft Derrick Henry. Then we wouldn't be talking about another running back. I'll tell you right now, we'd still have Derrick Henry, and we'd have Jalen Ramsey on the team. Still.
Henry was so good that the Titans let him walk. People devaluize what Zeke did his first 4 years. Zeke was a hell of a running back, probably the best running back in the league for 4 years. He just didn't take care of his body. He just didn't put commitment to it. He was so talented. But I would take Zeke 99.9% over any player at number 4 on when they drafted Zeke. Zeke was a difference maker.
Rob?
My opinion.
Yeah, well, if we'd have known based on longevity, though, like what Derrick Henry has become, you would have taken Derrick Henry.
Rob, your thoughts, brother?
I would have went. I think Genty could possibly be generational. he could be that difference maker. I mean, I'm not going to
No,
compare
but
mistakes.
what Ultra had said, or no, I guess that's who was, or Wade had just said.
No, what would you have taken, Rob Bay, in that 2016 draft? Would you have taken Zeke or Derrick Henry?
Oh, Derrick Henry.
I can guarantee you, none of you guys would have took Derrick Henry over Zeke if it was 2016 right now.
No.
No. I'm just saying now. This is not. You don't know this hindsight. Nobody has a crystal ball.
Yeah,
Go watch Zeke.
We got hindsight.
In 2016 in the playoffs.
Yes, he was way better than Derrick Henry at that point. I'm just saying, now that we got the hindsight, we would have taken Derrick Henry.
Obviously, we would have. I think listen, wait, that's like the pot calling the kettle black. I think.
Well, we did. We had that 4th round.
You wouldn't have.
Eagles
would have drafted Justin Jefferson, and they wouldn't have drafted Jalen Reagor.
Right. Poor Zeke came and run over an offensive lineman in his way. I mean, come on.
No, Zeke was a monster his first 4 years.
His first 4 years, it's just
Now let's get to this next thing.
I kind of think he wasn't taking care of himself. I will agree with Ultra on that. He was kind of.
Micah Parsons skipped second week of Cowboys OTAs. Are you guys alarmed, or you think he's doing what he needs to do?
I am
perfectly fine.
Wasn't Mark saying that? Oh, he's showing leadership now. He's great. He's there. He's different. He's growing up.
Here's my problem, and again, I'm couch up.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you know players don't give a shit about who shows up? They care who performs. If players perform on the field, they could give 2 shits if a player's hanging out for OTAs. Only people criticize Micah. You don't see people complaining about T.J. Watt, Trey Henderson, Terry McLaurin, a bunch of others that don't do it. Players could give
Cowboys.
Doesn't matter.
True.
They could give 2 shits if he performs on the line.
I kind of agree with Ultra on that. You know why? What the hell do we do with Parsons but ever have him rush the damn passer? I mean,
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure he can do that day in, day out.
I don't know that he could do anything else, though. What else could he do?
I think he can, but I don't know.
I don't know. Again, I think we've seen him cover at times. Remember year 1 and 2 a little bit. We saw him drop, and remember he went stride for stride down the sideline. I just don't think that's what you want him doing. Here's my deal, Ultra, with Micah. Obviously, he's going to be a Cowboy. So I'm not sitting here saying I don't want Micah. But when you go out and you make statements, I don't have to be highest paid. And then you wimp out and say, well, talk to my agent. And we all know that David Mulligetta is going to make him the highest paid. Do you wish that he would just not have said that? Because anybody getting hurt here, I don't think Dallas had any... I don't think the Cowboys had any reservations. They knew what they were getting into. I should have been smarter at the front, but we were hearing so much momentum early that a deal might get done. Dallas don't do these type of deals early for whatever reason, and I hinted that maybe it's, God forbid, something happens to the player, they're off the hook. You hate to say it. You make a little donation to the family, God forbid.
Well, that's why I'm surprised with Pickens playing on his rookie deal still this year. He goes out and shreds his knee. God forbid. I'm not wishing that. I'm just saying. But if it happens, I mean, this poor kid's going to miss out on millions of dollars.
Yeah, he's betting on himself, I would say.
Right.
And he hasn't really had a big, I think, and we're going into, we'll let Ultra answer the first question. Were you upset that Micah came out early and said, I don't have to be the highest paid, when we both know he will be?
I think what's going to happen with Micah, I think Micah's going to get a 4-year contract, but with 4 years void years. I think he's going to get the void years just like Osa, just like Dak got. And
get it in before they go away.
And I think before training camp, I think my projection, maybe I'll be wrong, just like I was wrong that I said the Eagles will not win the Super Bowl last year. I think Tyler Smith, I think Deron Bland and Micah get done at training camp. I think all those 3 get done before training camp.
Wow, that shot's fired. I have it somewhere. You would think it'd be on the...
Are you talking about what Clemente said or something else? Because Clemente just said, get your popcorn ready, Rob, because a fresh Dak and Micah, this upcoming season, but I don't think there's anything fresh about Dak, especially coming off an injury. And I'm not worried about Micah because I just think we would run Saquon his direction, 20, 25 times in the game and see if Micah could stop the run.
Micah had 2 sacks versus you last year in one game.
Yeah, and lost.
It doesn't matter, but still, he produces against you. You guys talk about Jalen Carter. Tyler Smith calls him his bitch.
We're going down this Jalen Carter thing again.
You love stats. Go look up. You got to bring up Micah. Bring up Jalen Carter. How fucking Tyler Smith pimps him out to Diddy.
Well, see, that's the difference between Dallas and Philadelphia. Is that Dallas worries about stats, we worry about wins. So you guys can
that's your argument. That's what Joey stats is what gets you paid into the Hall of Fame. Stats.
I mean, we're lifting Lombardi trophies now, like relevant now, and Mike is worried about being the sack rusher and the top.
I can't say anything, Rob Bay. I seen y'all's team up close and personal kick the shit out of my team. I can't say shit, boy. Y'all.
I saw in 2021 too when we had a better team. We fucking dog walked them for 2 times. All you guys do is talk about last year. You don't talk about the whole thing. Last year, how many injuries did we have?
Relevant?
Beat a healthy Dak. Beat a healthy Dak. You went 1-1 the year before with Dak. And Dak, when he's healthy, the year before they played 1 game with Dak.
Well,
Dak
when the Eagles won the Super Bowl in 2017,
and then last year they blew him. The year before they blew him out 33-13.
We destroyed Dak the year that we went to the Super Bowl.
No, you did not. Dak dropped 40 fucking buns on your ass.
No. In 2017 Ultra, the Eagles did dog walk.
No. I'm talking about the year before when they went to the Super Bowl in 2022. Dak delivered Mark Holmes' baby and still dropped 40 fucking points on them.
Yeah, we did beat the Eagles.
And what did you get out of it? Was that your Super Bowl?
We still got 5. We still got 5, Rob. All you do is talk about your goddamn fucking stats when they're convenient for you. Now because it's fucking convenient. It's convenient for you. That Super Bowl's over. It's this year now. You guys just keep on bringing up bullshit all the time, and I'm tired of the fucking bullshit.
Technically, if the Cowboys won the technically. It ain't the Eagles Super Bowl champions until that NFL kickoff.
Exactly.
They are the Super Bowl champions of the NFL kickoff. Because if we win the fucking Super Bowl, ain't no one gonna be able to tell me shit about me not being. Oh, it's the off season. Oh, bullshit, motherfucker. We're still the damn Super Bowl champions.
Honestly, the season's over once the draft starts. That's in the past.
Hell no. Season does
in
not
92,
start.
I was the same way. 93, I was in the same way. That's the way it is. The new season starts over.
Now. Bro, you literally cannot win the Super Bowl and enjoy it for 1 month and say, we won the Super Bowl. Oh, you only got 30 days. You only got 30 days.
I'm talking about the draft. It's been 4 months, dude. 4 months. Once the draft starts, it's a new season. They won the Super Bowl. That's fine. I'm still not going to acknowledge.
I never. The kickoff happens, in my humble opinion.
Exactly.
No, the Eagles fans will wear this shit for 5 years later. They'll still be talking about it when they ever won the Super Bowl.
Some will, some won't. Just like us Cowboys.
Shoot, don't let me win the Super Bowl. I'm gonna wear that shit out something serious.
Wade's like, don't let me wear.
And I'll give you your respect if you guys.
Oh man, bro, I will be bringing that shit up every day.
You better be available too.
The champ is here, bro. You won 2 years ago. I don't give a shit. We still won.
Exactly.
Wade's tramp stamp is a pigeon.
Yeah, you always got the Eagles back, man.
More like a lizard.
Oh,
shit. He's got a lot lizard on his ass. Oh, God. Eagles, we are the champs until the new Super Bowl champ is crowned. I would say until banner drops and kickoff. Once the kickoff goes, I think you need to focus on the season. Technically, I guess.
Well, yeah. I guess I can see it that way, too.
Trust me, I hate the Eagles, but man, I'm sorry, man. They beat the shit out of us this year, man.
Why do you bring up 90 Super Bowls? Shea a hypocrite. I don't know what Shea is.
Look, the Eagles. Look. The Eagles fans aren't going to shit talk the 90 Super Bowls because they know how good those teams were. That's why I can't shit talk. That's why I can't shit talk this team. These last 2 Eagle teams are pretty fucking good.
Del Carey Moore says Micah is going to get paid. It's just Jerry being Jerry. Jerry wasting time to make a big headline. I don't know the real reason. I really think they'll carry it, that it's probably more that They're just heading their bets that God forbid the dude drops dead for something stupid. Plane goes down. I'm not wishing it, obviously, but now you're not like
Who? Jerry?
You wait until the last minute to give that kind of money away. I just think
What's
that's how he
tomorrow?
is. Listen, when the Super Bowl, you're going to hear my mouth until the next playoffs. Don't care. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Hey, listen, I ain't gonna tell anybody how to fan. Ultra is entitled to his opinion. Rob's entitled to his. I agree with Ultra in this respect that, we get way too much crap for some of the Dak stuff and some of the
We were
Lamb
we were
stuff.
talking about Micah.
Yeah.
I guess in this rant, but
Yeah, Eagles fans give Wade his flowers. LOL. Philly D. Thank you, sir. Thank you, brother.
Well, Wade's the realist. He just speaks facts with it and goes with it. So I mean,
It's a realist when it's convenient. When it's convenient to your narrative, he's a realist. It's like watching the fucking View.
About? I'm
The
telling
View.
you, us win the Super Bowl,
Which
they
one
ain't gonna
is
be able
he?
to get
Is
me
he
to shut
Whoopi?
up.
Who is he? Ultra. Who is he? Is he Whoopi? Is he?
I'll go into every
He's
live
fucking
stream.
Joy Behar. Fucking Joe
that's
Behar
it.
of the Eagles.
He's Behar. He's Behar. Our team is focused. The fans are talking because we can. Elena. A championship is not vacated until a new champ is crowned.
Stats are important, but
I could care less about stats, but we can't overlook.
But he did get his shit done.
This is what we can't overlook, and this goes out to Hamid. This goes out to the guys who disappear when Dallas has a good game. You can't overlook Dak's record versus the NFC East. Why? Well, because you need to play well against the NFC East to have success, and you can't overlook Dak's record in the against the Eagles. And I will also say, in the same breath, you cannot. This is not Mark Holmes, so Mark Holmes, Cowboy Joe Boo. I guess it is. No, it ain't. That's not you, Mark. It can't be, because it's not, because it doesn't. I'm going to remove him as a standard mod because it doesn't have a check mark anymore. So,
no, that was not Mark.
That one can't be Mark.
I know
sorry.
Mark. I know Mark.
Hello. So I
think
took
that
the
one
wrench
is.
away. So, but anyway, I forget what I was saying. So it don't really matter. But yeah, basically, you can't. Also, Dak's record against sub 500 teams is not good. Yes, this is the other channel. Okay, Cowboy Joe Boo. So, all right, Mark's
the
got.
other channel.
Now he's back. There you go. There's
Yeah,
the
I guess
check
it
mark.
is. What the? Why didn't it show it before?
That's weird. Now it didn't have the check. Now it has the check. That's weird. So my thing
All
is,
I got to hang on my quarterback is he dominates the division. Great.
You're still blue on me. Give it back.
It
Where you
was
been,
this
Mark?
other channel. That's why I got him. Kind of like what I did.
Oh no, you're still a standard mod. I didn't remove it right. Here comes trouble. Rob sent out the message. Get the fuck in here.
Ooh.
Oh God. Oh.
What happened to my screen here?
Hey,
Oh, is
Ultra,
that the
actually,
Eagles
for the
showing
record,
the Super Bowl trophy to Dak?
Ultra,
Is that
since,
what's going on there?
since you're
What did-
about
what did
stats,
Wade say?
Micah
What-
didn't have 2 sacks last year against the Eagles. Actually,
True. That's what it looked like before he showed the video. It looked like the Eagles were showing Dak the Super Bowl trophy or something. I don't know what the fuck.
Exactly.
What happened?
Yeah. Micah only had 2 tackles in that game, not 2 sacks.
Oh no! I'm gonna go pull it up for you and prove you wrong once again.
I'm looking
Did
right
you
at
you
it.
don't you're looking at what you're asked because you don't remember the sack that Micah Parsons had that was a strip fumble that Maurice Leofau recovered. So it's no
looking
sacks.
at
Are you looking at?
stats,
Are you pulling up
41-7.
retardabilia? Are you putting up retardabilia? Retardabilia? True. I'm talking, Joe.
Micah averages a half a sack in the playoff games.
Oh Lord, you only had one good game by Jalen, but you think he's fucking Aaron Donald. Jesus fucking Christ.
Micah didn't even have a signature game that he took
Micah
over.
coming
Look
for
at
your
Jalen
meats. Get ready.
Card. Listen,
Drew, I know you want to be
Jalen Carter
sacked by
took it over that
Micah. I know you want to
Anytime,
be
ring the
sacked
bell.
by Micah with your tush push underwear. I know you want to be sacked by Micah with your tush push underwear.
You're on Mark Holmes sack constantly.
Mark Holmes just here and just left because Drew showed up.
What happened to Drew?
He went to Warner Brothers Studios.
I don't know. I didn't do nothing with him.
No, I don't know. Maybe he wasn't on.
What the hell?
He's working.
It's funny how they forget they strip fumble. Oh no,
Dude,
he
I'm
didn't sack
looking
him.
right at
Strip
his
fumble.
stats
Yeah.
on ESPN, but 2 tackles. Before the game, he was all fuck Philly, and then he goes in there and gets 2 tackles.
Drew got so mad he crashed his phone.
No, two sack. Yeah, but what the game before? You just pick your fucking narrative. That's the shit I'm tired about.
I'm looking right at
And
the
all
stats. What
Cowboy
narrative? We're
fans
talking
need to
about
stand
last
up
year.
and say 2 fucking
Hey,
fingers
Ultra,
to Philly.
no
Jesus
one's-
fucking
No
Christ.
one's picking a
There you go.
narrative.
Good
We're
enough.
telling you the truth, and you guys don't like it. The
Drew,
fact
you
of the
had
matter
menopause.
is-
You had menopause when you won the
Oh,
first Super Bowl. Menopause. Menopause. You had menopause. I watched my Super Bowls in the 20s.
You'll be dead the next time Dallas wins a Super Bowl. You'll be dead.
Damn it, boy. Don't say that, Drew. That means I'm dead. Don't say that.
No, you're a young
I got to
buck,
see at
dude.
least one.
Drew, I
Damn
saw
it, man.
back to back. Who knows who could be dead? You were in menopause. You were leaking the bedpan. I was 20 in the bars watching those
You were
back-to-back
24,
championship
yeah, now
3
your
and 4
prostate
years,
doesn't work.
and you
And now your
were in
prostate doesn't
menopause.
work.
You collected
now
your Social
your
Security
prostate doesn't
check when you watched the first Super Bowl.
It doesn't work. Take that finger. Your prostate doesn't work.
You love checking prostates. You love checking that. Just ask Mark Holmes. He loves it.
Oh, Lord.
Damn it, boy. Can we all just get along? Can we all just get
I
along?
love these guys. I got to talk shit and stay up on my team. I don't give a shit. We go 0-16. I'm standing up for the Cowboys.
Hey, I'm not mad at you, Ultra, but simply Micah is overrated.
You have to
Mike is overrated, and you call Jalen the lead with 4.5 fucking sacks. Unbelievable.
You have to dethrone the champions. We are the
Jalen Carter just got Milton Williams paid and just got sweat.
Can you smell what Drew just farted?
Everybody says Dak is a force multiplier and got Cobb paid. No, see, Jalen Carter is getting these defensive players paid. Bill Williams getting single coverage all year.
Yeah, he got Josh Sweat paid in Philly. He got Milton Williams paid in Philly. Sure did.
He's the best defensive player in the
league. Absolutely.
Drew, you got to stop licking the bedpan.
In the whole league.
He's number 5 according to PFF. Go look up PFF, the gold standard, Drew. Who's number 5? Go pull it up. Go pull it up and rub your nipples.
You mean the guy that can't stop the run? The guy that can't stop the run?
Exactly.
Who?
Yeah.
Stop the run.
Micah
One-dimensional. One-dimensional. He's a
And you're
right.
gonna
You're
pay
right. I need Micah to stop the
4.5.
run. You're right.
Right. He just defensive player of the year 3 years and 4 years. Get sacks.
What is it got?
He sacks, and you call Jalen Carter elite with 4.5 friggin' sacks. 4.5. He can't even get to 5. He can't even.
What is it got you?
Compared
What has it
position.
got you?
Go.
What has it got you?
Any GM in the league would take Carter over Parsons.
Rob,
Any day.
you just farted in
I
your
don't know
mouth
that
with
I
that.
believe
No
that,
GM will
guys.
take that.
No GM.
Any day.
I don't know, Rob. I
No
think that's
GM,
the
Rob.
argument.
Yo, Rob.
Micah's
I know you just pierced your nipples yesterday for Mark Holmes, but no GM taking over
I
Micah.
actually had interior line.
Hold on. How many sacks did Jalen Carter have last year?
Dude, he's a tackle.
But
He
see,
took on
I'm
double
just
teams
asking
every
a question.
single time.
time.
That's why
Hold on,
Bill
gang,
Hold on.
Belichick
You
got
guys are
single
talking
coverage
over
and
each other. We can't have it. So one at a time.
Okay, so let me.
So you're gonna go.
Let me
All right,
just say
Rob.
this.
Just
You can't.
No, go ahead.
Go
Drew.
ahead, Rob. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Drew.
no, I
No,
don't.
what I'm saying is,
this is what
You
happens,
talk
dude.
about controlling a narrative where Jalen Carter does more than Micah does anytime, any
Look
day.
at PFF.
Because he draws the double.
PFF disagrees
Oh,
with you. The gold
You're
standard.
interrupting. You're interrupting me.
No, because
You're interrupting.
Damn.
PFF's
Let me-
the gold
let me finish.
standard by
Let me
Drew
finish.
and Rob.
But no, I
Rob,
never said PFF is the gold
PFF
standard. I
has
never
Micah
said
rated
PFF is the
higher.
gold standard. And
At
that's
his
fine.
position.
But reality says,
No,
reality
defensive
says
players.
that Jalen Carter draws
What's up, Tommy
draws
T?
more teams. He draws more double teams. He also frees up his defensive players more
Bro,
than
the most double team and triple team player in the NFL is Micah Parsons. Where you come up with this
No,
shit?
he's not.
Where? I just asking. Where you come up from it? At the
Where did you come up with
bedpan?
it?
At the bedpan, you just pull it up. Okay, with some corn, you just pull it up. I just don't understand where you get this shit from.
Team for what? All you have to do is run it, Micah. All you have to do is run it, Micah. Micah don't need a double triple team.
Hold up. Defensive ends aren't. Hold up, Rob. Defensive ends are not there to stop the run. Okay.
Well, then why does Myles Garrett stop the run?
Miles Garrett is in a league of his own. Miles Garrett's in a league of his own.
Your chat is saying Micah's the best. How is he the best when he's one-dimensional?
I'm not saying he's the best. I said I'm just answering a question that most GMs will take Micah over Jalen.
No
way. Game time. Are you telling me?
Defensive tackles are easier to find than a guy who?
Then why don't you have one?
The gold standard. Okay, Rob.
Tackles. They're just
Rob, who had more pressures? Also Jalen. Who had more pressures? Also Jalen. Who had no? Just asking. Just asking one question. Who had more pressures?
Nobody double teams.
Okay, so let's go to PFF. Who's ranked higher? It's the gold standard.
Okay, what was you want to go to PFF, the gold standard? Fucking Jalen Carter had a 59-point run defense grade. So you think he's so fucking solid? 4.5 sacks, and he can't stop the fucking run. Nobody more double team and triple team than Micah. You pick what you want to pick. Oh, he's double. I know you want to double team him. Drew, I know you want to double team Jalen. I know you do.
That's why you guys are double team. All you got to do is give it to Saquon, and he'll run it down Micah's throat. I mean,
but Mike is not there to stop the run. Mike is there to get to the quarterback.
He was there in the last game.
Hold up.
He was there the last game.
Anybody who knows football knows it's inside out. Again, don't talk over me, Drew. Do not talk over me. This is my show. I'm talking. Everybody knows that wants to be 100 is that defensive tackles are there to stop the run. Edge rushers are there to get the quarterback. There's a rarity, and you brought up Myles Garrett, who may be the best edge rusher that we've seen in a while that could do both.
It's because he's good at controlling his outside lane.
You guys are arguing over stupid shit. You guys were
no. Game time. You're wrong.
I'm still talking. Jalen Carter was not the number one rated defense. The Eagles' defense was the number one. Okay, Micah Parsons.
Mainly because of his.
Excuse me?
Yeah, because of
mainly because of
just because of Jalen Carter.
Well, he's the top defensive tackle on that line, is he not?
I know he is. Nobody's saying he's not a great player. But what we're saying is the PFF has Micah rated number 2 overall defensive player.
Okay.
So that's all we're saying. That's all we're saying. You guys can't handle that. That's all we're saying.
No. I will not. I'm not saying Micah is not a good player. He's great. He's great at
rushing the passer.
Rushing the passer.
That's
absolutely.
all we're talking about.
But that makes him one-dimensional. That's still a fact as well.
But
you could be both.
Jalen doesn't rush the passer either, though.
That's not true.
Sacks, so he doesn't rush the passer.
He gets double teamed. And
Micah gets double
teamed. And that's
teamed.
why Milton Williams just made a big payday.
And we're going to see really how this is going. Again, I'm not here to crap on Jalen Carter, but you're saying he gets double teamed and he only had 4.5 sacks. Micah gets double and triple teamed and has double-digit sacks. There's only, like 4 other defensive ends in history who have more sacks than Micah through his first 4 years.
He's a great sack passer.
That's
absolutely.
all I'm saying. That's all
I'm
saying.
agreeing with you. I'm agreeing
I agree too. Game time.
But he's not a Myles Garrett. He's not a TJ Watt. He's not a Bosa.
Not even close.
So for him to be the highest paid defensive player, for him to be one-dimensional,
is how he than a lot of those guys for the first years.
But game time. Let me ask you this question, though, bro.
Let me finish one quick before you start, Drew, on that, Robbie. Let me finish, Robbie, then you can go.
Sacrifice some sacks if you would.
Why does Micah have a better run defense grade than Jalen Carter of any of your DTs that you have on the roster right now? And I'm just going to drop the mic.
Let me
pull it up. Let me pull it up.
Hold on,
let me pull it up.
Let me say this. While you pulling that up, game time, I have a question for you from somebody that played football. Are you literally telling me that defensive ends' only job is to rush their quarterback, and they don't have to protect
most
the edge?
of them?
You need to contain. No, defensive ends need to contain the outside, not just rush the passer.
Exactly.
The game time. I'm asking you I'm just saying in general, the job description for a defensive end is not only to rush the quarterback, but to protect the edge. They have to contain.
They have to contain their lanes. They have to.
For you to say that, oh no, defensive ends just crash the quarterback, that's incorrect. That's false. Big false.
It's about keeping the integrity of your
tackle one. Well, keeping
and
your lane
that's
and your position the same way.
Exactly.
It's a field touch kind of situation.
That's what made DeMarcus Ware so great is he could rush the passer and maintain his lanes and tackle the run, make the run stop.
Exactly. And Micah does it very poorly.
Micah has a better run defense grade than all fucking Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Ojomo. Go look it up. They're the one that watch every single one. I know you're butthurt, Drew. I know you're butthurt.
No. I'm not butthurt at all. But see, here's where the hypocrisy. Here's where the hypocrisy is outstanding.
Wait, we just said that PFF, that's your gold standard. They have Micah as a hold on. Micah has a better run grade than Jalen. You just got done saying. So I don't know what to tell you. This all I'm saying is stop sending me stats if we're not going to look at the ones that benefit
that would
Dallas.
be PFF's full of shit.
And just send me stats.
Well, hold on a second. Let me
You're
respond
Cowboys
to that,
realist fan.
Hold on, man.
Let me respond to that, please. Because see, here's where the hypocrisy is incredible. Okay, fine. If you want to say he's a better defender, that's fine. But we all know and see what our eyes tell us, right? That's great.
Yeah, the eyes is telling me Micah's pretty bad at the run.
Here's a stat that you won't look up and you won't talk about. Like you keep saying that the Eagles the cornerbacks are not as good as Dallas's.
They've done it for 1 year, bro.
Let me finish.
Listen, you can't have long-winded on this channel because people will tune out. Get in and get out. Not 2 minutes.
I'm not going to be long.
You always are.
The Eagles' defense is middle of the pack when it comes to rushing the quarterback. So what does that mean? That means your corners have to end up.
No. Nobody said Eagles. We're talking about Jalen Carter.
Your corners have. What I'm saying is, you want us to concede to saying that
you're the number one defense
run stopper. That's fine.
You're the number one defense.
But what I'm telling you is that the Eagles' corners are way better than Dallas's because we're middle of the pack in sacks, but that means our corners have to hold up and they have to protect better. And Dallas is top 3 in sacks, and their corners are trash because you had a low bottom barrel defense. So make it make sense.
Hold on.
Can I respond to this? Can I respond
with that comment? And that's
we got some.
I will make it make sense. Here's the deal. Again, that's enough. We've heard you. We've heard it.
We got some all right corners.
Hold up. Stop. Hold up. Just hold up a second, then Ultra can go. Here's the deal when it comes to football defense. Football defense is a team. You're the number one defense, are you not?
Yes,
nobody's saying Jalen is not a great player. We're just telling you don't like the fact that, and I don't know, I kind of disagree. If you're redrafting, it's not like he's Jerome Brown, Jalen Carter. I don't know he is. Well, I know. All I'm saying is the things that Micah is doing from the edge early on in his career, and you know that it's incredible the numbers he's putting up on a shit show defense last year. Now you're talking about like cornerbacks. I like the young corners. I do. But when it is well known that you rush four, do you not?
They're not better than Dallas corners. You guys don't even make a fucking Pro Bowl. These guys make all pros. Last year they were injured, but they make all pros.
But see, there you go. Also talking about stats and individual.
You don't like that because all proud. You don't like it. That's a narrative you don't like, man. Because it doesn't fit your friggin' narrative. You don't like it. You don't like it.
But
well, the '90s Cowboys when they won the Super Bowl,
I'm a Super Bowl champion.
The '92 Cowboys didn't have any Pro Bowlers on their defense, and hell, they had the number one defense in the NFL.
That's a fake comment.
That had a lot to do with their middle line.
Come on, bro. What does it have to do?
Did Deron Bland make Defensive Player of the Year candidate a year ago? Did he? Yes or no? Did one of your cornerbacks have it? If one of your quarterbacks that you say they're so great, have they made a Pro Bowl? Have they made an All-Pro? This is not Joseph Cologne saying. This is what there are people that vote on it, Drew. This is not you. This is not me. This is people that vote on it.
Voting.
Can I answer?
Go answer.
Let me know when you're done so I can answer. Barbecue chicken bland is a one-hit wonder, just like barbecue chicken
Damn
dudes. Hold on a second. Let me answer. Both of those dudes are 1 year, one-hit wonders. all the interceptions that Bland, and I sent this information to Game Time so he could share it with I can't remember all the interceptions he got. Great, that was wonderful. But he did it against bums. He got interceptions against bums.
If it was so easy, how come your guy don't have one?
Now, I will say this.
My guy
You made a
he does have
statement.
interceptions. What you
Drew,
talking
you
about?
made a statement.
He does have interceptions.
Hold up. How
My
many
guy does have
interceptions did Mitchell have last year?
In the
Through the
regular
year, I
season.
think he had 2.
In the
But
regular season,
I
how
think he had
many
2
did he
in the regular
have?
season. I think he had
Since-
2 or 3 in the playoffs. The Super Bowl
I
champion.
asked you a question. How many did he have in the regular season?
I think
Go
he had
look
2.
it up.
I think it's 2.
That's more than none.
But if we're referencing the PFF, Cooper DeJean was ranked the #1 best corner last year.
Right now, going into
according to
this year, he's ranked #1.
Thank you.
Now
Yeah,
tell us
based
how
off
many
of last
snaps.
year.
How many snaps? Tell us how many snaps.
Yeah, how many snaps?
How many snaps did he have last year? He missed the first 4 games last year. Cooper DeJean did.
Yeah.
But he's still ranked the #1 corner.
I don't have a
According
problem
to
with
PFF.
that, but I'm
How
just
can
saying.
you be ranked #1 corner and not make
Well,
a Pro
that's off
Bowl?
of PFF.
No,
I
no,
mean,
I'm just
hey,
saying if you're the #1 corner, you make the
but
Pro
you
Bowl
just
All
referenced
Pro.
the PFF.
Well, I mean,
for
the
Micah
90s
being the
Cowboys
top
had world beaters all over there,
Okay, that's
90s
fine.
defense, and no one made
Nobody's
the Pro
talking
Bowl.
about, like, Drew wants to bring up
Exactly.
last year's stat regarding Dallas's corner. Yeah, Bland played 12 games. He
Your
was never
corners-
healthy.
your corners haven't
He was
been
never
good for
healthy.
years.
Diggs
Oh my God.
Diggs had a knee injury. If you're not going to admit that, then everything else out of your mouth is just
He
diarrhea.
played 12 games. He played
He
12
was
games.
injured. You know,
He played
you don't
12
know what
games.
you don't know. He had a foot injury.
Well, so
Okay,
did Cooper.
he
Well,
was
why
trying
did
to
he
play
play
with a
12
foot
games?
injury. It was so
Why
bad
did he play
that
12 games?
again he wasn't healthy. If we're just going to
He
take
played.
again, if we're just going to take last year into account, then fine. You guys are better based off the last year. If you're going to take the body of work, which is all I ever told you, Drew, was take the body of work going forward. Okay? You're saying based off of last year on the #1 defense that you have the better corners? Fine.
Absolutely.
You could cry on that hill. My guys have actually made Pro Bowls and all pros. And when healthy, they're ball hawks and good luck. Okay? They've had success
when they're
against
healthy,
your squad.
And when they're healthy, you don't win playoff games.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know,
You don't win playoff games.
Trayvon Diggs had more interceptions than Mitchell in the regular season, and he got more interceptions when he picked.
And Cooper did it in the
Jalen
biggest
Hurts.
stage.
And Dallas is about
That ball was thrown to him. He didn't make no remarkable interception. That ball was just friggin' thrown to him.
It was literally
There's a lot of
Dallas
balls caught
Rob.
dropped by corners. And the biggest
You could have caught
spotlight-
that, Rob.
In the biggest
and Dallas
spotlight,
is
you have a
about to
rookie
cut.
corner
Twiz
out
is
there
here. What's up,
in
Twiz?
the Super Bowl catching pick sixes. I'll take it.
No, yeah, I
Regardless
hear
of
you.
whether or not,
And,
shit,
They'll
I'll take
take
it.
it too.
like I
They'll
hear
take
you,
it
but
too, Rob.
here's what I'll say. You know, and again, fake Philly 500, hit the road, bro. Nobody cares what you think, bro. If you have something to say, put your own profile picture up and put your real name up. Why? Because Philly 500 is a friend of mine, and I think it's ridiculous that you're using his profile picture and a fake name. So get the fuck
B.
out of
Dot,
here.
Micah made the Pro Bowl as a friggin' rookie. What are you talking about?
Again, single accolades. Talking
But,
about
Dude, that's the
all-pros,
thing is, I
stats,
don't
blah, blah,
care
blah.
about all pros or single
Exactly.
accolades. The
Win a Super
92
Bowl.
Cowboys literally had no Pro Bowlers and kicked everyone's fucking
Okay,
ass.
so the Super Bowls, so the Super Bowl's the only thing that matters. Dan
Well,
Marino's
isn't
in the
that
Hall
what
of
they
Fame for
play
the
for?
Super
Damn
Bowls, right? No
right,
snaps,
Super Bowl.
no
That's
pros,
all
Pro
that matters
Bowls.
in my
No.
world is Super
So
Bowl championship.
no, wait, I'm just saying for the Hall of Fame and getting paid. I want to just say this. So how you get in the Hall of Fame if you don't win a Super Bowl? No All Pros, no Pro Bowls, no stats.
You have
Huh?
to
How you
throw
get
up
in? Now you're
godly
moving the
numbers.
goalposts.
You have to throw up absolute godly numbers like freaking
They
Dan
always do.
Marino.
Dan Marino, exactly.
They always
Dan
move the
Marino
goalposts.
is like literally
moving the
no other
goalposts.
fucking quarterback who ever played. That's what
Did
you have to
Eric
be to get in the
Allen
Hall
win
of
a
Fame.
Super Bowl and have crazy stats to get into the Hall of Fame?
No.
T.O. had crazy stats and got in the Hall of Fame with no Super Bowl, but he had insane stats.
They didn't
I'm
want
just
to
saying,
win.
but I'm just talking. That's my point. You're proving my point, Wade.
Bingo.
Stats get you into the Hall of
Bro,
Fame.
but okay,
We got
but
too
on a
much Trickster fan
consistent,
from
on a
the Golden
consistent
Tell you what, I
level.
bet you Dan Marino would
Every
rather have a
year,
Super Bowl than a
T.O.
buck.
was a beast. Every
Exactly.
Wait, you
Dan
can't
Marino
talk
would
over
trade in
everybody,
his
bro.
buck for a Super Bowl any day of
You'll
the
learn
year.
when you get your own
He-
channel.
And Dan
Charles
Marino actually
Barkley,
has
too.
said that.
Ask Charles Barkley if he'd rather have a championship than an MVP.
But Charles Barkley's in the Hall of Fame. That's my point. The stats.
Yes, that's all we're saying. Stats get you paid.
Ask him if he went the MVP or the Super Bowl.
Hold up. Stats get you paid, Drew.
I'm just talking about the stats in the Hall of Fame, but every time you grab out of your ass the Super Bowl. It's like a friggin' jersey.
That's all that matters.
That's all that should matter.
That's all that matters, right?
But it doesn't only thing that matters to get into the Hall of Fame, Drew. That's my point.
Remember, that's what I was told. Don't go to the Super Bowl and not win. It's not even worth it.
Exactly.
Darren Woodson won 3 Super Bowls. He's still not in the Hall of Fame.
You guys need to stop, bro.
Hold on.
It's sad. It's a sad commentary.
What do you mean sad? Then go to Gate City, bro. Nobody's keeping you here. If you don't like what you're hearing, then get the fuck out.
He will get in the Hall of Fame, though.
Don't get mad. I'm just saying. I'm
I don't need you coming on my show saying it's
mad.
pitiful. We're having a debate.
Yeah, and I'm saying like
okay, well then zip it. Don't be rude. There's no
robbery that Darren Woodson.
And also, you too. No need to be rude to each other.
Come
I
on.
just think the bigger picture
You ain't
is
God, bro. You got 2 Super Bowls. Congrats. Jalen is 1 and 2 in the Super Bowls.
I think
Half
the bigger
time he
picture
can
is
win
what's
one.
more important. Stats, individual
Nobody
stats,
said
or
that-
Super Bowl. I'm
Again,
asking you a question. I'm just asking you a question.
Okay,
you
so
paid, Rob.
so Super Bowls are important. I've seen
Stats
5.
get you paid.
What's that?
Stats get you paid.
No, you're absolutely right. But are you
Nick
more focused on being the
Foles
highest
was let
paid
go
player?
after winning a
or
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl?
Nick Foles was let go after winning a Super Bowl. Okay?
Nick Foles was a one-off like the Trent Dilfer.
I'm just saying. You just got to like
wasn't
Drew
a
just
franchise
got done making
quarterback.
like a statement.
Nick Foles wasn't even a
They had a
franchise
statue
quarterback.
outside of the fucking link. With
Yeah,
Nick
but
Foles.
I was gonna say there's some
Wait,
guys
shut
that
the
have
fuck
come to
up,
the NFL that are so good that maybe they don't got championships. They're so fucking good on a consistent base.
Who?
They're just Hall
Nick
of Famers.
Foles?
Like Dan Marino. Yep.
Like Dan Marino,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
a Terrell
Hold on,
Owens,
Dan Marino
like
is-
a
Exactly.
Never won a Super Bowl. What are you
yes.
talking
But what
about?
I'm saying is, Brian, is every year he was throwing up godly numbers for damn near 20 seasons. Those are Hall of Fame players. That's
Okay,
not
so
not a
what do you
blip.
want
He
to do?
wasn't a blip on the radar. He wasn't a blip. He didn't have one good season.
Exactly.
2 good
Look at
seasons.
Who
Who
When you
had
have
1 or 2 good
18
seasons? Who are we talking about
So we're
now?
talking about players making the Pro Bowl, and they're only doing it 1 or 2 times having good seasons.
No. I don't know where you guys went. I was answering the question is what gets you paid? And Nick Foles didn't get paid because he won a Super Bowl. Okay, Joe Flacco.
But-
what gets you
But Nick
paid is
Foles-
regular season stats.
He did get a
But
contract for
Foles is
Chicago,
not, Nick
didn't he?
Foles is not a franchise quarterback. Nick Foles is he's a backup. He's been,
All we're
always been a
saying,
backup.
I'm answering a question, Drew. What gets you paid is what I was asked. Stats.
Stats get you paid.
That's all.
Yeah, stats
Nobody's
get you
saying
paid.
nothing. You guys get all worked up that God forbid a Cowboy has. I would rather
I'm
have the
not
Super
worked
Bowl.
up.
I would rather
I'm
have
not
the
worked
Super
up
Bowl.
either.
Well,
I'm
you
good.
make
I'm not worked up.
well,
I'm
you
good.
make like your personal statements like you guys. No, name a person.
I'm-
Don't
I'm
you
talking
guy
about-
me,
I'm
bro.
talking
I
about-
don't you
okay,
guy you.
I'll say ultra. Okay,
There you
ultra.
go.
That's pathetic.
There you go.
Okay, you guys getting all upset.
Nobody's
like, geez,
upset. I'm
calm
just gonna
down.
check it when I see bullshit. That's
I'm
what's
not
going to happen.
exactly game time. That's what I'm saying. That's what
Oh,
I'm saying.
nobody's upset, but you like to blanket statement. I don't put you, even though you and Rob are on the same page more often than not. I don't lump you in because you say stupid shit sometimes that Rob don't, and Rob may say something that you
both
don't.
of you guys' sentiments are the same. Both of you guys' sentiments are the same. You're saying the same thing.
What am I
And
saying?
when I'm
Stats
saying-
get you paid? What are you talking about?
No, you like Ultra just said it's not about Super Bowls.
No, I
And
never
then when
said it
pulled
wasn't
out,
about
it said-
Super Bowl.
No, he said Ultra. said
For
that.
the Hall of Fame, it's not about only Super Bowls.
talking
That's my
Hall of-
point. Don't try to friggin' spin it like you're Jay Behar. I'm just telling you. Just don't try to spin it. That's my point.
Ultra
No,
Cowboy,
it isn't
the
only
way
about
Crack
Super
used it.
Bowls. It
This
is
is
about
hilarious.
Super Bowls, but it is also about godly, insane numbers.
If you could put
Who
up
has godly insane numbers?
if you could have a career like Warren Moon, that's fine.
Terrell
I
Owens
bet
has
you-
godly,
I bet
insane
you-
numbers.
That is a
Dan
fuck-
Marino has
Exactly.
godly, insane numbers
I
in the
bet you
football
Warren
world.
Moon would give up that MVP
And what did
for
Terrell
a
win?
Super Bowl ring.
What did Terrell win,
And
Wade?
so would Terrell.
What did
That's why
Terrell
he still
win?
claims the Eagles over Denver.
What did
So
Terrell
when
win,
it comes
Wade?
to
You
the
want to
Hall
run
of
your mouth.
Fame,
What did Terrell win?
Okay.
Nothing.
Okay, so
Nothing.
he didn't win anything.
Nothing.
So here's the thing, though. He may not have won, but
I
he
understand
may
he'd
not
been to
have
a Super
won.
Bowl, but he's a
He may not
absolute
have
problem.
won, but
He was
He's a
doing
top
sit
five
ups
wide
at a
receiver
fucking
Game
Voorhees.
game time. If we had a draft today, Terrell Owens would be
I
on the
love
high
Terrell Owens
draft
as a
board
player.
of most teams
As
in the
a
NFL.
teammate, he was horrendous.
Yeah,
He couldn't get along with Donovan McNabb.
Yeah.
Right.
Instead of shutting your mouth, you're coming on a new team. Now, Donovan, we could say whatever. Donovan, I get more hate because of Donovan McNabb, but Donovan McNabb has won a shit ton of playoff games, so it's kind of like not cool. Fucking Terrell Davis didn't show up to Hall of Fame. What a slap in the face. He put you in. Why didn't he show up to the Hall of Fame? I have a problem with Terrell.
Not Terrell Davis.
Terrell Owens. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Twiz, Bland is in the record books. Name a friggin' cornerback from your Eagles that are in the record books.
Well, no, hold up. I was at the Hall of Fame. You got Nick Foles' shoes are there. His shoes and jersey.
Touchdowns in the
Other wide receiver is there. I remember.
Nicky Six is in the Hall of Fame. Mark
Look,
Hudson, that's the reason
Deron
Prescott
Bland
getting
did
paid where he's
something
getting.
that
Here we
has
go,
not
talking
been
over me.
done.
That was amazing what he did.
I need to get to the chat,
It was
guys.
amazing what he did.
Let me get to
Let's
the chat.
get to the chat.
Well, I have to. You guys, you see the little, I get yelled at, but you see, this is what I'm talking about. When I interrupt you, because I got your channel members that are making comments that I need to get to. This is correct. You have 2 numbers to go to the Hall of Fame. Super Bowls help, though. Coyote, Oscar Perini, Micah getting paid because of the stats. Obviously, no Super Bowl. Yeah, listen, Oscar, we know this. Twiz says Bland is a Hall of Famer, Drew. Don't you know? Bland is not a Hall of Famer. Absolutely not. Mark Hudson, that's the reason Prescott getting paid when he's good. He has good numbers. Mark Hudson. Again, that's all I was arguing was that Mike stats get you paid. That's all. I know, Ward family. I apologize. We're talking over each other. These guys don't have channels. They don't realize that it sounds way worse if you're not on a Zoom call than it does. Anyway, go ahead. You guys can continue.
Well, I think back to your point game. No, go ahead, Drew.
Go ahead, Rob. No, go ahead, Rob.
Well, back to your point game time when you mentioned about, Dak, talking about being the highest paid player, that money wasn't, his main focus, or even with Micah saying the same thing, but yet we all know. To me, it really kind of goes back to, and this is just my perception of it, is I feel the culture in Dallas is more focused on stats, more focused on being the highest player instead of the culture of winning a Super Bowl.
Yep. It's not Dallas doesn't have a culture of winning. Dallas takes on in my opinion, Dallas takes on the culture of its owner. And that's flash, that's being popular. That's about,
I agree with that.
That's about we them boys.
I hate our owner.
That's about having
Did anything you say not true? Jerry Jones is a garbage ass owner. Let's just be honest here.
Yeah, that's about having more TV time than any other team.
He won 3 Super Bowls because of a Hall of Fame coach named Jimmy Johnson who built that team from the ground
Who
up.
hired Jimmy Johnson? Jesus Christ.
Who hired him,
Oh my
jackass?
God! Wow.
Who hired him, jackass?
Wow. The only good thing Jerry
you
did.
Hired him.
Jerry is so stupid. He literally cripples his own team by creating the salary cap.
You just
What a
don't like
fucking
Jerry.
idiot!
You just don't like Jerry because you can't hook up like he can.
Wade, a question for you. Did Jerry win a Super Bowl without Jimmy?
With Jimmy's players, hell, dude, I could have coached that team to a Super Bowl. I could have coached that team to a Super Bowl.
Did Jimmy sign Deion Sanders? Did Jimmy sign Deion Sanders? If the Cowboys don't sign Deion Sanders, they don't win that Super Bowl.
That's debatable.
Maybe Shotty will bring a different culture to it, but as of now, I think they're more focused on being in the spotlight.
Nobody's taking
stats,
away
individual stats, as opposed to a team goal of winning a Super Bowl.
I got my owner building a damn stadium. Oh, it's got to look a certain way. It's got. Oh my God, I can't stand Jerry.
Wade, that guy bought the team for $125 million. Is $10.3 billion. The guy knows what he's doing. It's not easy to win a Super Bowl.
Not when it comes to winning.
How many years did it take the Eagles to win their first Super Bowl? 57? From 60, to 2017? Yeah, exactly. Is the Lions won one? How long did it take the Chiefs to win their second Super Bowl? 50 years. It's not easy to win a Super Bowl, but we're going to the Super Bowl.
It's not ultra, but I tell you what, it feels damn good to be relevant right now. I mean, that's just facts. I mean, that feels good that we're winning now. Like, I'm experiencing it live, that we just won a Super Bowl. Exactly. It took a long ass time, as far as when we won in 2017, but it feels good to be winning now, as like you probably felt in the 90s.
And what I say, this is what I say all the time, Ultra. Hold on, Ultra. Listen, you sit there and say about being relevant, right? Winning Super Bowls. And I say this respectfully. When it comes to winning, Dallas is irrelevant. They are no more relevant than the Jacksonville Jaguars when it comes to winning. Now, when it comes to popularity, Dallas is at the top. But when it comes to winning football franchise, it's not Dallas because they don't care about winning over there, bro. They don't care about winning. Jerry's all about they got you guys saying we them boys. We still them boys.
So you think no player cares about winning? No competitor cares about winning.
Oh, wait a minute. Does Dak care about winning?
Yeah, he does. Why would you play the game if you want to lose?
To get paid.
Why would you do anything if you want to lose? I want to beat my mom if she play bingo with me. That's just the way you have to be.
Okay,
no,
if Dak do you feel that's how they feel? Do you think that's their mentality? That's your mentality, Ultra. But do you think that's all of their mentality, or is it about having podcasts and flashy and getting paid and?
Didn't Lane Johnson win the Super Bowl doing podcasts? Didn't Lane Johnson and Darius Slade win the Super Bowl winning podcasts? They both have podcasts.
I guess this is the frustrating. I want to wrap this up, but I guess this is the frustrating.
Are you talking about Kelsey, maybe?
I mean, I guess this is the frustrating thing when it comes to talking to Drew, all right, and sometimes Rob. This is the frustrating thing. Nobody's saying Dallas is a great team, right? But when we constantly get this narrative about a player, right, and I'm throwing stats from Pro Football Focus. All we're saying is Mike is a hell of a football player. Whether he's better than Jalen, it doesn't matter.
Yes, he is.
Whether you like him or not, it don't matter. It don't matter.
Never disputed it. Never disputed the game time.
Again,
he is right. He's great.
All I'm saying is he's a good football player. That's all I'm saying. Nobody's saying he's not.
I don't want to interrupt you, but I want to agree with you in this sentiment.
I know we're not a Super Bowl team.
No.
How many
It's
times
not
do I
about
have
Super
to say
Bowl. But what I'm saying is how you feel about Micah is no different than how I feel about Micah. You wish he'd keep his damn mouth shut and just play the damn game. And that's how I feel. I think he's a great player. I agree. Regardless if I think he's better than Jalen Carter, is irrelevant. Micah is awesome. He could rush the quarterback better than most, but he talks too damn much, and that's what I don't like.
Lee Commander says ratings over rings,
and I just don't, and that's what I don't like. I just don't like because he talks so damn much.
I don't like it either. I don't think anybody does, as far as Cowboy fans.
I'd rather have Micah doing podcasts than doing the shit that Diggs did or the thing that Carter did when he was in college.
Yeah.
Let him be him.
Mark.
Yeah, let him be him. I'm all for it.
Mark,
I'm passing the strip club, Dallas. That Dak, he fucked that stripper in the parking lot over here. I'm passing it. Maybe I should stop in there.
Let's see. Like, do you know what parking spot it was? The ladies just left because you're foul mouth, but other than that, it took 57 years to win a Super Bowl.
Sorry,
and
ladies.
Now you're picking up
X-rated.
You're picking on us about 30 years, Mark Hodgson. Bad clone. You don't care about winning because you could have gotten Derrick Henry. Bad clone. Again, I was on live that day. Yeah. Again,
we were all on the Jerry.
I don't know
Derrick
why
Henry.
like shit happens. This really isn't, and I agree with you, but this really isn't a live stream for that.
Right. Game time. Let me just say this: like what Rob was saying on his sentiments is, you haven't heard any junk talking or any smack talking from any Eagles. But you hear what Micah, you hear CD. I don't know who the other two guys were with him talking trash. You got the rookie. You get the rookie who was just drafted on draft day is saying
that Quintamino Bay don't last over here, man. That shit dead. What is that? That's what they call Quintamino Mitchell. What?
You guys are right here.
They said Quintamino Bay. That's where they said you headed.
I get that.
Wow. I said they crazy. Y'all ever see Prison Break? Stop the cap. You see Prison Break?
My captain
They said, oh, see, now they drag. I think Eagles fans in here.
I don't care. Who's in
They're
here?
talking about you going to Guantanamo Bay. Guantanamo Bay.
I never been like
that.
Drew. You
haven't heard anything
Ultra
come from
Cowboy Wade has a better mouth than my sailor's mouth.
When Quinton Mitchell was asked about the comments, you know what he said? Oh, I don't do social media. I'm focused on football.
I want
That's what I'm
dogs.
talking
Talk your shit. Talk it.
Yeah,
Well,
talk
see,
it.
and for AJ Brown to be such a diva,
Wade.
I could appreciate him saying, you know what, we should be worried about the Cowboys. They made some good moves.
Exactly.
He stayed
Wade
humble.
has the mouth
and then
of
you
a
have
saint.
Micah over there saying, Guantanamo Bay, blah, 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 this. And,
Exactly.
But then he don't back it up when we go out there and run 150 yards down his throat.
Exactly.
That's the thing, is that he runs his damn mouth. And he can have his 2 sacks last year or 2 whatever, and we still had 150
2
yards
sacks.
rushing.
2 sacks is better
Yeah,
than
2 sacks. And
Jalen Carter had no. Go pull up.
But the
You want to talk
Wimber
stats?
Thunder
Go pull up
volleyball.
Jalen Carter in the Super Bowl stats. Okay, that's all. That's what I'm saying. Be fair across the board.
Ultra.
How many tackles? I'm just asking you. How many tackles?
Ultra,
If you want to run,
can I ask you a question?
I know
Ultra, can I ask
you're
you a
mad.
question?
You know why? No. Let me finish. You know why you guys mad about Parsons? Because you took a fucking wide receiver at number 10 that has not made a Pro Bowl over Michael Parsons. That's why you're butthurt. That's why you're butthurt.
Why would I be
a Super Bowl? See, oh my, he won it. He won
man,
a Super
I think
Bowl.
I'd rather have the.
Oh my God!
I
he
kind
won
of
a
wish I had
Super
the Eagles
Bowl.
line than what I got.
He's gonna get. He's gonna get in the Hall of Fame because he won a Super Bowl. Oh my God!
There we go. A 1B receiver now. We've had one.
I kind of wish I had the Eagles defensive line other than mine. I'm gonna be honest. I kind of wish I had that defensive line.
Ultra, let me say this. Ultra, let me say this real quick, and I'm gonna keep my peace, right? That's great. Let me ask you this: you say I'm mad, but I have a wide receiver that we drafted, and he has a Super Bowl ring and 2 Super Bowl appearances, right?
Okay, but what does that have to do with him? Though?
Let me ask you this one question. You talk about how great Micah is, and he is. Does he have a signature game in the playoffs like Jalen Carter? Jalen Carter took over the Rams game in the playoff. He took that game over in the biggest time, in the biggest moment. Micah doesn't have any of those moments. Micah averages a sack in all the playoff games he's played, and you mean to tell me I'm jealous of that? Like, come on, bro, make it make sense.
Well, no. Alvin Harper won 2 Super Bowls. Alvin Harper. And I'm not bragging about Alvin Harper.
That's
Is he in the
my
Hall of Fame?
thing, guys. That's my
30
thing.
years ago. We're talking about today.
Okay, but Mark Hutchin just brought up, who's a channel member, that you won your second in 57 years, and now you're just going back to 30 years. I mean, I was in my 20s. I was in my prime. So 29 years ago, to be exact, isn't that far for me. But again, I understand. I mean, I made a video early in the week where I feel like embarrassed that when I got to complain about Super Bowls. I've seen 5 in my. I mean, I've experienced 3 in my 21, 22.
I've seen 4
and 24.
I have a son that's 30 game time.
Okay,
I have a son that's
again,
30.
that has nothing to do with
Me
what
and
I'm saying.
Me and him, we've experienced 3 Super Bowls and 2 Super Bowl championships.
That's great.
I've had 4.
So all right.
Yeah, you know, there's the Dallas Cowboys fans that are 30 years and younger. They haven't experienced anything.
So what is that? So okay, but what? Like, why would you say that to them? I don't understand what like.
Well, the same
why
reason
do you
why
gotta be a dick like that?
The
That's
same
not
reason
nice.
why they say the same reason why they say it takes 57 years.
He's just responding to your ignorance, Drew. That's all he's. That's all he's doing. You're ignorant because you don't want. You're ignorant because. Let me
I'm
finish my
ignorant because I say
thought.
30, and they're not ignorant because they say 57.
No.
Nobody
said anything about your Super Bowls. It's
you
you and
just
Hamid
You
who
just mentioned 57 years. You just said 57 years.
I repeated a comment by a channel member. That's my job. When you get a YouTube channel,
So what I'm
you'll
saying
know.
is, if before we won the Super Bowl, all we remember the ring pop memes. Remember the ring pop memes?
You still got ring pops. You got 2. We got 5.
And it's not fun when the rabbit has the gun, is it? It's not fun when the rabbit has the gun, is it?
What are you talking about? We're at the top of the heap. What do we care about?
No, you're not. No, you're not.
We got
You're not
5
at the
ring
top.
pops. You got
You're
2.
irrelevant.
No, we're
Dallas
not
is
irrelevant. That's
irrelevant
why
right
we
now.
got more primetime games than you this year. How is that irrelevant?
You just proved our point.
People like to
You
watch.
just proved
He got
that.
2 rings.
They
and
like
he's
to
tripping.
watch them. They make money. How? That's not irrelevant.
That's all they're good for.
But
Dallas
that
is like
makes
the
them not
prostitute that waits
irrelevant.
till you get fired.
That makes them not irrelevant.
You got
The
two
Cowboys
rings.
are like
Nobody
watching
said
Floyd
they're good,
Mayweather
Drew.
fight.
Nobody said they're good, Drew. Football is about entertainment. Irrelevant would mean we're not giving you any primetime games. Irrelevant would mean we're not giving you any spotlight. Relevancy is, what are you talking about? Give me the proper word then. Irrelevant is not it.
When it comes to winning football, when it comes to being
winning
a winning
championships,
franchise,
then you've been
Dallas
relevant twice. Yes, if that's
Dallas
what you're
is
talking about.
Relevant today. When it comes to being a relevant franchise, when it comes to winning, Dallas is more relevant than the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hold up.
Because you
relevant
don't win.
In where? In
I'm gonna say it one more time.
What,
when it comes to
yours and Rob's time frame? Is that what we're talking about?
When it comes to winning football games, when it comes
what
to
are you talking about? Winning football games.
Talk about winners,
we have more division titles in the last 30 years than you do.
In the last 30 years, Dallas has four playoff win games. What are we talking about here?
About three Super Bowls. Three Super Bowls.
We got three Super Bowls.
I'm not moving the goalposts. What I'm saying, when it comes to
we've won
winning,
more divisions than you.
When it comes
we've won
to
more
winning,
Super Bowls than you.
How many NFC championships have Dallas been to in 30 years?
I don't know, but Giants been 4.
I don't know, but so now it's
of course you know. They've been to 0. They haven't been to an NFC. They're the only NFC team that hasn't been to a true.
But you just moved the line. We're talking about franchise legacy.
Drew, you got two. You got two Super Bowls.
This is coming from a Giant fan.
Irrelevant. When it comes to popularity,
Happy Saturday, Miguel. Again, you keep moving the line, bro. Nobody's saying you're not a great team, but you cannot overlook that we got 5 Super Bowls and you got 2. When you have that reality one day, you will be a smarter person. That's
Drew.
When it comes to being entertained, when it comes to entertainment, Dallas is the most relevant team in the world.
And with 5 Super Bowls in that time period, yes.
Drew, every time I take a shower, my nutsack reminds me of your Super Bowl wins too.
Thanks, Bruce. I try to
be. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
Now you're fine. Talk about my 4.
That's good.
All right. He wants to hear about his 4. He wants to hear about his 4. Actually, the Giants have more success than anybody in the last 3
Thank you very much. We beat the GOAT. So you get more rings than you can sing.
No, but
Jesse, you beat the GOAT twice.
You beat him twice.
You only got 2. We got 4.
The best.
We got 2 goals, Jesse.
Jesse,
the G-men are in our back pocket, Jesse. Stop. You live in the back pocket. Stop.
Excuse me. And you can't, I'm like the Cowboys. They have the 4 rings out and get the rings. Okay, but we had 2 in this century beat the GOAT. And
Jesse, so have we. We beat 2.
No, but the Giants are more successful than the Eagles.
When was the last time?
Right?
When was the last time you beat us?
Hold up. Your quarterback.
We can't let that
you got in the Hall of Fame?
Giants are more successful than you, Drew. Sorry. I'm sorry to
All right,
you.
excuse me. Your quarterback.
More successful.
What quarterback do you have at the Hall of Fame?
They're more successful how?
They won more Super Bowls than you.
I'm waiting. Okay. What quarterback you got to the Hall of Fame?
In the last 30 years. In the last 30 years.
Now, who's more successful than us?
In the last 30 years, because that's what you want to use.
Oh, now you're talking about right now.
Oh, now we're
talking
about
reverse that. Because you're telling about the Cowboys. Because that was back in the day. Now you're talking, right? Now you're clapping them gums, right?
Jesse, who's more successful than us right now?
I'm dying here.
But you were talking about the Cowboys saying they were successful, but you're talking about my G-man. Which one is successful?
Who's your daddy, Ultra? Who's your daddy, JC?
Oh, okay. Who's your daddy?
The only ones my daddy is the Patriots and the Steelers who have more Super Bowls. Those are the only 2 of my daddy.
We are the greatest.
That's why you don't like it. His Redskins are how many balls? How many Super Bowls does Momo's team have? How many does Dallas have? How many does Giants have?
All right. Drew, Drew. What's your record against your Giants over the last 10 years?
I'm waiting.
No.
Well, over the last 10 years, I think the Giants beat us
one time. What do you mean you're waiting? You don't want to know that record.
No, you don't want to know, Jesse. You don't want to know.
Have you won a game?
I think they beat us one time.
You get all happy. You all happy. Oh, we beat the GOAT. We beat the GOAT twice.
Listen. I'm only fucking with you, Jesse. I'm glad it's not me. I'm getting yelled at. I'm glad it's you.
That's funny. Actually,
well,
to your
set
point,
yourself up, Jesse.
Game time. To your point, the last 25 years, Philly has the most NFC championships, followed by the Cowboys.
I said 30.
Champions. I said 30. I went back to.
With a quarterback that was puking.
I have the picture somewhere. I think I just deleted it.
Nice.
But it's close. But I think we got you by like 2. But it doesn't matter. It was just who gives a fuck. I was just.
Come out. Give you the popularity.
Ultra says fans talk your shit. Well, we're talking
There's
it.
no team. There's no team in the world popular than Dallas. You got that.
I would rather win Super Bowls now, Drew. I've told you that how many times.
That's my whole point.
That was my point to Ultra.
That's my whole point.
Yeah, but Drew, you act like the Cowboys have been like dog shit like the Giants. I mean, they had like 3 or 5 seasons in a row. So, I mean,
Ultra Cowboy.
They're not down there where the Giants are at. Sorry, Jesse. Y'all been
talking shit,
for about 80 years already. I don't know what's going on.
I got a tool for you. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of that.
Don't carry it. What's going on? It's all good, guys.
I mean, y'all been in the basement since
I just got to be ready for you guys to come in here. I didn't think this was going to get this heated. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I couldn't have Rob
here. Drew loves to stir the turd in his bedpan. We all know
he
it.
loves it.
Ratings over rings is your Dallas Cow. League commander. Shut up. We own your ass too.
Somebody has to give you an enema, Ultra.
Can't wait for the opening day. Dustin Bosley. They better fucking not get blown out. That's all I'm saying. I'm moving.
I can't believe I'm defending Momo.
Momo don't show up anymore.
Come on now. Don't release the Kraken. We're not ready for the Kraken yet.
No, the Momo crack cures
just
cancer.
Go ahead and get Momo and Leo on here. It'll be even worse.
Hey, shout out to Leo. That's my guy.
I like Leo, but I can't bring him on because.
I love Leo, man.
I love
he doesn't take a breath, man.
Man,
he's high.
I swear No, I swear to God, Leo's wife pays for channel membership not to listen to him.
Oh shit!
Hey man, Leo's good, man. Don't crap on Leo, man.
I know. I like Leo. We're friends. I can't bring him on early. I got to bring him on late in this stream. We all. Del Carey Moore says we would all rather win Super Bowls. Drew, we are not taking it away from you. You want the America's team. Go ahead. You got it. Well, see, I've said that how many times. That's why he knows better. Drew knows better when he comes in and says "you guys," because he knows better than to say that to me. He could say it. And now, listen, I'm going to get my points in, and we're not always going to agree. Again, I'd rather have Jalen Carter in a Super Bowl than Micah and no Super Bowl. If that's like an easy way of saying.
That was my point, right? Yeah.
I mean, I get what you're saying, and the argument is, who would they take? Well, my guess is the teams who value the edge rushers would probably take Micah, and the teams who value interiors would probably Jimmy Johnson would probably take Jalen Carter. That's just my hunch, only because I know him and I know what he likes in the defense. Who the hell knows?
Right.
I don't know.
But here's something else too.
You don't have to win everything, Drew. That's the problem. Drew wants to win everything and smash you and make you feel like you're.
Yeah, I'm from Philly, man. You know.
I know you are, but a lot of these.
I know. I can tell.
Come on, Ultra. Keep my wife out of the
Jesse
talk.
knows.
Leo's in the chat.
Damn it, man. Where's Momo?
Game time.
Here's my issue water now, boys.
Here's my issue with Micah. When the Eagles drafted,
I thought we were done.
When the Eagles drafted, Micah was sick. He couldn't believe the Eagles got Jalen Carter. When the Eagles drafted Quinyon Mitchell, he was sick. Quinyon Mitchell was his top player in the draft. He was sick. Now you turn around and tell him, oh,
I love Quinyon Mitchell. I just don't know.
Like, come on, brother, don't be a hypocrite.
I like Quinyon Mitchell.
I agree with you with that, Jim.
I just think he needs to do more over a larger body of work before we say he's better than said player. That's all I'm saying.
I respect that.
That's all we're saying.
You know,
like I say, like it, Like a guy who's injured.
I agree.
And may never get back to his thing. That
That's
I know
fair.
Drew says is overrated, but you don't put up those type of numbers. You could say bad quarterbacks. I'm not arguing you that. You're still going to make the damn play. We had a corner in Dallas that went to Miami who was about as Byron Jones. He was about as sticky as they come. He's here and gone. He's probably one of the most stickiest guys that we've had in a long time. You're never going to know about it. You're never going to hear about it because he didn't win a Super Bowl, number one. Number two, he didn't have any interceptions. You got to be able to take the ball away. To me, that's Kenyon Mitchell's next. He has to take it the next level. Not only be sticky, but finish the play. Now, if you have a line and a defense who's as dominant and you only have to rush 4 and you get end the year with rushing 4 being the number 1 rated defense, then maybe he won't, but I think it'll catch up to him eventually. That's all. That's all I ever said. I love the player. He was, before everybody was talking Kenyon Mitchell, before Howie was trying to trade up multiple times only to have him fall in his lap, I was at the draft saying, my number 1 rated guy is Kenyon Mitchell. I don't hate the guy. I just don't like throwing him up against you guys that have been all pros and say maybe he is better, but I need to see a little more. That's all. That just means that's all I'm saying. That's
can
all.
Can I say something, Drew?
Yeah.
I mean, game time.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. And it's gonna take me about. It's gonna take me about one. I know. I apologize. About that. But one thing I want to say, I appreciate everyone in the chat, everyone that's on the panel. Being in Puerto Rico, there's not many football fans, so this has been a great therapy, and I appreciate Game Time Brian, Rob A, Drew, Wade, all the people that are in the chat. So I truly appreciate. No, I agree, but I just want to say thank you for allowing me the opportunity to talk my shit, and every fan should talk their shit. So I appreciate you, Game Time, for allowing me this opportunity to have some fun with you guys because in Puerto Rico's not.
That's why I try and let Drew go. I try and let Rob go, but we have to kind of rein it in every now and again before people leave. Right. We're up to 70, so we're good now. We're good.
Well, hey, Game Time, let me just circle back on what Ultra was saying. I appreciate what you.
I know you do. We've talked about it.
Yeah, you do, because you truly bring the NFC East, whereas like there's other channels that do. But you do the same. You know what I mean? You don't have to do it. You could just be focused all on Cowboys, but you don't.
Maybe that hurts my channel. But it is what it is.
No, but no, I do appreciate that from you and what everybody brings.
I need more commandos in here, though. Lead commandos.
NFC East, best division in the NFL.
We need.
Amen.
Yeah, but like
what I respect about Game Time when I listen to Game Time is the fact that he keeps it 100. It ain't being biased. He's not delusional like some of these other crazies out there.
Yep.
He's real about it. He's real about it.
I really can't.
He's not. That's what do you think?
He don't put Dak on a pedestal and make excuses and say, it's everybody's fault but Dak. But then Dak's trying to score against the Eagles. He's just real about it.
I try to be.
Kudos.
I really do. Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Mark Holmes sometimes just is frustrating as hell to be listening.
Well, as soon as Mark saw Ultra and Drew here, he left. He didn't stay long. It is what it is. But yet he'll stay on the big cells for hours.
We love Mark, right? We love Mark, right?
I love him. I love Mark. Mark's the man, but he won't get
I don't think Mark is a bad. I don't think Mark is a bad dude.
No,
I just think
isn't.
I just agree with Rob. I agree with Rob A. It gets tired after a while listening to the same old excuses. You got to if you're a fan of a player, you got to hold them accountable. You should be number one holding that player accountable. That's one thing I appreciate about Wade. Even though Wade and me have our in and outs, but that's one thing I agree about Wade. But you need to hold your players accountable.
No doubt.
And doesn't happen with him. That player.
Yeah, I'm no fan. I'm not too many. I don't wear any new Cowboys jerseys. All my Cowboy jerseys are Hall of Famers or guys who have won us Super Bowls. And unless you've done something for the franchise, I'm not gonna own your jersey. And Dak is already
says I get worked up easily, dude. It's my
10
Italian
years
in
in.
me.
He's
Come
got to
on
do
now. But then we'll have a drink afterwards. It's all good.
But that's the thing is like it shouldn't be bigger than the star. One player shouldn't be bigger than the star, and it's like I do feel some guys they literally put the team they put Dak on this.
That's
like,
why I hate when we get into these player versus player comparisons because it don't ever work.
I hate that.
It ain't ever going to come out. But that's part of it.
Fun. It's just fun. It's just all
I know, but
I love it. I love when Rob A talks some shit.
But
I love
it's
it.
tough because
you're top notch and talking
There's
shit,
no,
man. My hat's off
there's
to you.
no
What's
I
up,
in
Robert?
it.
How are you, brother? You know how it's
Kudos,
tough?
bro.
Listen, I'll tell you why it's tough. This is why, in Ultra, I've told you this. It's hard to talk shit when a team just won a Super Bowl. We look dumb doing it. I'm not saying don't do it, but me personally, I feel like, how can I? All right, in my heart, I feel like when Diggs is healthy or Bland's healthy, but they just won a damn Super Bowl. So how am I going to argue? So it's like once we start going down the road, it's like, oh God, I'm doing it with one eye open because we won 7 games. You know.
But I love Ultra's. I love Ultra's energy when he's like, "We're going to the Super Bowl this year," because that's how every fan should feel about their team.
What's up,
Robert? Yeah, I love that.
Call me, but I am you can call me retarded. I don't care. The season's over. I'm going to talk my shit. You can call me the retarded fan. I'll be fine with it.
Game time.
Ultra is special. Ultra is special.
You're funny, bro.
Drew.
Much respect.
Ask Drew what his definition of a dynasty is. Are the Eagles one?
Not yet.
No, I don't. I don't think the definition of a dynasty would be a team that has gone to multiple, like back-to-back Super Bowls. You know, multiple Super Bowls. I don't think that the Eagles. I think we're on the cuff of being a dynasty.
Potentially.
I think if the Eagles.
Jesse,
I think if the Eagles win the Super Bowl this year, then you have to say that we're a dynasty. And one thing what I like about the Eagles, what Howie has done through the draft, and we know what he does through free agents, but he has literally rebuilt that defense. And the defense, our team is young. It's going to be good for the next 3 to 4 years, possibly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
so, you know, Howie's put us in that position where we are right there.
I'm on record, Drew, is saying I liked not bringing back certain guys. And, you know, I know
the Patriots did it game time. The Patriots used to do it all the time.
Yeah, like blasphemy would be. I don't like getting caught up in we won a Super Bowl, so we have to bring back. Now, sometimes we've been in kind of a pickle, right, Ultra? Because we have such big stars, and I know people don't want to hear it, but like we don't just hit on good players. We hit on fucking guys who, excuse my language, I know me and Wade are potty mouths, but we hit on players where, and our timing of contracts is so ridiculous that we end up paying everybody. And players love Dallas. Why? Because they know they're going to get paid. Everybody wants to be traded to Dallas because they're either going to get paid there or get paid somewhere else to leave. And it gets frustrating. It gets very
don't count the sponsors.
The Cowboys are in a tough position when you talk about signings. You got to pay Micah, probably the top defensive player. You're gonna have to pay. You're gonna have to pay Tyler Smith, probably the highest paid guard.
And he's disgruntled.
Then you're gonna go Brandon Aubrey, who's going to get paid as the best kicker in the game. Then you got Deron Bland, that's going to command that top money for cornerback.
I mean, it just keeps coming.
You got to pick a kicker.
They drafted so well that they're in a dilemma right now. They need to start doing void years like they've been doing. They just need to do it. Say the hell with it.
Now,
I don't see Ultra being there too much longer.
What's your thought on that?
I see the Cowboys are like they're like the inverse of the 76ers. The Cowboys are the Sixers, right? I'm a Sixers fan at heart, right? I see the Cowboys
you go to Laker
just like
games.
the Sixers, and it's like the Cowboys could potentially be in a limbo type of situation. It's like, when do you pull the Band-Aid off? When do you say, okay, look, when do we start projecting towards the future?
Now, what do you mean? By all the one-year contracts?
Well, not only that, but you have a 30-plus-year injury-prone quarterback. It's like, when do we move on from that and try to go on?
I think the end is near, Drew. I think
we're at the end.
I think the end is his contract.
Right. So game time. If that happens, right? Let's say Dallas.
Well, then they're going to be.
Let's say Dallas wins 9 games, right? They missed the playoffs. Dak is out of there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now you have to draft a quarterback, right? And that's a huge, huge issue. You got to draft the right quarterback. If you don't,
unless Joe Milton is the man.
I was going to say that. Yeah, Milton.
But one thing,
we don't know that. So
I know
that's
I know.
Dallas is in a very,
we could find out if meat comes off the bone again. We could find out pretty quick.
But one thing about this class that's coming in for quarterbacks, you probably have 6 quarterbacks that are going to go to the top 15 this year if they all come out.
Okay.
This is a loaded quarterback class. If I'm the Cowboys and
I
they
like
have
the
a
Penn
chance
State
to get one of those quarterback, they got him coming out. They got the LSU quarterback coming out.
Penn State, right?
They probably, yep. I
Manning.
think Arch Manning will come out.
Not this
I think
year.
the guy from South, I have a feeling he's going to come out. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think Sellers from South Carolina is another dude that's going to come out. The guy from Arizona State, I think that's going to come out.
Yeah.
The guy that just transferred to UCLA, that from Tennessee, I think he's going to come out. All those guys are projected to go top 15 in this draft.
And I think regardless how well Dak does this year, you have to draft one of them.
You have
Regardless
to.
of how well you have to draft.
It's a good batch. I would. It was a good batch this
Well,
year.
I mean, we'll see if, I think it's always smart to draft a young one. I think that's what the good coaches always do. You're always drafting a young quarterback, I know Jimmy would always, Jimmy drafted Aikman and Steve Walsh and then flipped it. Kind of like, that's why who am I hearing? Oh, I'm hearing Jesse. I'm going to mute you, brother. That's why I like Howie so much, to bring it full circle. I love his pro personnel because he's always thinking, he's always looking for the next move. What I was trying to say a little earlier was I like what the Eagles did, and not just because I question whether the new guys are going to be as good doesn't mean I don't like what they did. When you win a Super Bowl, I think that's the time to take advantage. If you can, stock up on the draft picks instead of doing what Dallas did and try and ride out and watch the star fade from the 90s team. Like, instead of moving on, now we did let Emmett go, I get it, but we didn't replace him good enough. We didn't have anybody for Troy Aikman. We should have brought somebody in. They tried. I guess they tried, right, Alder? They tried with Chad Hutchinson and Drew Henson and all those guys. They tried. But I think Drew's right. It's hard to replace a starting quarterback. So I would say, yeah, to Rob's point, just keep drafting them. But we'll see. Joe Milton is only in year 2, so I'm not anointing.
I like Milton.
Let's just see what he is. Let's see what he is.
My issue's been with the Cowboys is this one. They haven't drafted a first-round quarterback since 1989. They never have their balls dropped to go and say, okay, we're going to give up the draft capital and let's go get yourself a first-round quarterback uptight. They never do that. They haven't done that since Troy, and that's been my biggest thing with Jerry. Go get yourself a quarterback. If you feel that Dak is not the guy, go get your guy.
Agreed. Agreed. Like, I love JoJo, but I'm done with him. Trade him.
Yeah.
Let's build around Maxie and
the problem is,
and the point guard that we got.
I think that ship has sailed. I think it should have been done beginning of last year. The New York Knicks, who just got Ultra's team, were hot and heavy for him. I'm sure he's glad they didn't trade for Embiid, but there was a trade on the table to bring back the local guys from Temple and Villanova, to bring them back along with draft picks, and we should have did it. But
the Pacers better not lose tonight. They lose tonight, it's a wrap.
Yeah, I know.
They lose tonight, it's a wrap.
It's in Indiana.
They'll beat the Knicks by 12.
Damn, he just pulled the rug out from under here.
Wow.
Drew just loves messing with me,
God damn it.
Wow.
We just calmed Ultra down. Now we say, losing by 12.
Drew needs to play Heavy D. I got nothing but love for you, baby.
Damn.
God damn. He knows
Hey,
how to
Ultra,
sweet talk you back down into bed and then fucking Heavy D.
That's crazy.
He knows how to sweet talk you, and right as he's getting ready to leave, he says, "Yeah, but you gonna lose by 12. I'll see everybody."
You put glasses on Mark. You put glasses on Mark Holmes. You can't tell me he doesn't look like Heavy D.
Oh, he does look like Heavy D. He does.
Wait,
That or Bismarcky.
Mr. Tito.
How about Bismarcky? Oh, baby. Oh, sorry.
Mark Holmes singing his tush push underwears to Dak. I got nothing but love for you, baby.
Push it. You push it real
Maybe
good.
I could do that. Maybe I can get him to do that for Halloween. Maybe it could be Heavy D. I like that.
Heavy D.
Yeah, I will text him. Said you got two choices, either Heavy D or Biz Markie. He might want to choose Biz
or
Markie.
one of the fat boys.
Biz Markie passed away, so he said,
Biz Markie.
R.I.P. to Biz Markie. Wow, that
you know what's great about our generation, Drew? We saw what rappers were all about. None of this mumble rap shit. We saw rappers when rappers were rappers.
Music, man, real music, bro. These guys.
Just don't go to Mama's Spaghetti. Everything will be all right. Don't eat Mama's Spaghetti. That's some horrible shit.
Right.
But I'm gonna get out of here, everybody.
I gotta get back to work.
Yeah, let me
Drew, I got one last for you. Do you think Mark Holmes sings "Bet You by Golly Wild" by the Stylistics when Dak throws a pick?
Oh God!
Oh God! You guys are too much.
No,
Mark,
you know what Mark sings?
Sorry, Mark.
Mark sings "I jizzed in my pants."
Oh, what the? Damn, that's horrible. That does not. The comments on this program does not reflect me, Mark. Sorry. This is worse than Dan Silio's chat today.
There's some holes in this house. There's some holes in this house.
Oh, Jesus Christ. You guys are off the chain. All right, everybody. I'm out. I'll talk to you later. Peace. Later. Have a good one.
Guys.
Thank you, guys. Stay blessed.